Yeah, show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper street. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car cards to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Yeah, show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a one-on-one. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what, told you in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been, could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green.
Okay, what up, bro? It's like, anyway, let me stop.
Dude, I'm happy to get him on, man. We've talked a couple times, and it finally came through. And on that note, guys, I want you to say what up to the chat because we are live. That's right, people. It is time for the next podcast, and it is the day after the extravaganza known as the PlayStation Showcase, man. People were warning me before that show. Certain people were out there telling me, there's going to be like loads of people trading in their Series X for PS5.
Oh no,
man!
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Who told you that?
I'm so glad we were able to get a guest because according to people before the show, I'm guessing everybody's at GameStop, they're at Target, they're at Game across the pond, and they're all trading in their Series X's right now for PS5s because of that outstanding PlayStation Showcase. Guys, we are going to get into it, and yes, we have a guest. So, we got to get into the intros, man. Let's get this off quick. Let's start off on the West Coast here with your resident pony of the next podcast. And I say that jokingly, man, but yeah. I don't know. He said a couple things last week on a couple shows. He might have crosshairs over him tonight. It is the Angry Otter himself, Dark Optimus. Dark Optimus, are you nervous, brother?
I have no idea what you're talking about. These allegations that are put against me are false. They do not exist.
What if there is video proof, though?
They're like the UFOs back in the 50s with New Mexico, it's like that.
What are you talking about? That was real, brother. That was real. What are you talking about?
He said that like New Mexicans don't exist now. He's like they're extinct now.
No, I didn't say that. I said New Mexico. The UFOs that happen over there. Okay. But no, man, I'm happy to be here, dude. I'm ready to get this ass whooping that apparently K Mega wants to give me and Brett wants to give me.
No. Not today, not for me.
Oh, that's right. I'm getting it tomorrow.
K Mega's trying to keep it. I guess. Yo, the thing about K Mega, he's trying to keep it a GRG exclusive. I know that's what he's trying to do, but Once we get
It's
into
not
the
gonna
heat,
work.
once we get into the
Not
heat
gonna
of the
work.
topic, what's gonna happen, Dark? You know what I'm saying? What's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
yeah. He's gonna get all.
Going there with
he's gonna
no
get
Vaseline.
all antsy. He's gonna get all antsy-pantsy, and he's gonna be like, "I gotta get this motherfucker right now."
You got to die.
All right, brother. Well, it's good. It's good that you're on here, man. I can't wait to get
Yeah,
into the
man.
topics, yo. Like,
I'm not like all these other ponies out there that are scared to come on, Xbox podcasts and stuff.
is he calling out the herd? Is he calling out the?
Calling out the herd, man.
Is that what you call a bunch of horses anyway? A herd? I don't even know. Like,
I don't know.
it might be something weird, man. I don't know. But yo, all right.
I'm going lone horse. All right.
All right. Let's get to the next panel member. This man, he does know how to use a firearm, and I'm afraid that the iron sights might be locked into the West Coast, coming straight from Texas. Of course, it is the Predator. Predator, what is up, bro?
Not much. Hey, man, I gave Darkin out already, so we'll get into it when we get to time. I gave him out, and I'll see if he's gonna roll with it. I gave him out. For this
That's because he's your number one subscriber
I don't even
on
know.
OF,
No,
I
right?
did. I gave it out, and I'll tell you
Did you?
when I go.
Oh,
It's my turn. Hey, everything's good, man. Just here, man. We got one of our other guests here today, and I'm happy that he's here. I've done a couple of shows with him in the past. We'll get to him in a minute, and then somebody's about to get that work today, though.
Oh no!
Well, yeah, we'll get into it, but yeah,
Nice.
you move on to K Megan.
Nice, man. I'm about to start a GoFundMe to get a special extra soft pillow for Dark to sit on after tonight's show. But anyway,
I don't even know how you guys are gonna do that because we'll get into it.
next on the
We're gonna get
list,
into it, all right.
yeah, coming live from the 405, and believe it or not, I invaded a live stream he did today, and we already started talking about this, but I know he's got way more to say. Of course, it's my brother K Mega. K Mega, what is up, man?
What's happening, man? I'm just here to keep what I killed tonight, man. I'm going to be on my Riddick. Like I said, I'm gonna let
Hey, Chronicles
Craig
of
go
Riddick.
ahead and take it. Yeah, man, Ray, man. That's gonna be
Followed
one
by
of your
Kim
favorite
too.
movies. Yeah, that's gonna be one of your favorite movies after this ass slacking.
Actually, it is one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie. But yeah, no,
I
this
love
is.
that movie, dude.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. I mean, there's going to be a cookout, a weenie roast. Pause.
Is that
gonna be
weenie
awesome,
roast?
boy. It's going to be a succulent, juicy stand
Succulent.
chin on it. It's going to be, man, I can't wait. Lord have mercy, boy. I'm ready to step, man. Man, let's just go. Let's just
Yeah,
go.
nice.
Let's
Nice.
get
Let's
it.
go. Let's go. Man, you can tell, yo, chat. You can tell the energy, man. It's through the roof right now, and it's about to go. It's about to go even further because I would like to introduce our special guest. He's a man from the community. This man has been around us for a long time, and I'm talking about like everybody in the community. He's such I'm going to say it tonight. It might get a little messy. I don't know in the show, but he is definitely a positive contributor to the community. You might see him on the Shop podcast as well as a couple other shows. I'm telling you, this guy is everywhere, and he just does nothing but talk sense and the love of playing video games. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere. What is up, bro?
Oh, thank you for the intro, man. I'm glad to be here with you guys. It's been a long time. Glad to be back with you. Just chopping it up on, man, what was a brutal show yesterday. But yeah, it might get a little messy. So save your napkins, put out the tablecloth, keep the vinyl slipcovers on the couch. Yeah, that show, it was just short of a murder yesterday. But we'll get into it.
Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, we are going to get into it. Fuzzy, I introduced you last, and you are going to also get the first question because of the respect to the guest is what we do here. But we're talking a PlayStation Showcase, and I want to start with a more general question. All right, I want to ask you just how the show was in general. I don't want you to go specifically into games. We talk about pacing, we talk about the right games being placed next to each other, to a point where you're kind of you're immersed in the show pretty much the entire show. That's a good show. So, when it comes to the show in general, the time, the pacing, whether or not people were talking about their game or whether it was just gameplay or CGI, what did you think about the showcase as a whole in general?
Well, the basics or the mechanics of the show were pretty decent. It was 33 games in like an hour's time, not counting that whole countdown thing. Pacing was good. They kept the less desirable items, depending on if you're into VR or not, towards the end. But a lot of games shown. I would say for a kind of like a Summer Games Fest, this wouldn't have been a bad showing, or even a State of Play possibly. But after 2 years, this was not what I was expecting. I was expecting a bit more as far as things shown, but overall, I gave it like a C minus, only because of the expectation from 2 years and what that company can normally deliver, or at least show you the hopes and dreams like they did back in, what was that, 2016, 2017? I figured they were going to do kind of a similar thing, and they kind of missed the mark on that. But a lot of decent games shown that you'll be able to play on that platform and other platforms. So that part wasn't too bad. But
I like how you said that, man. That was great wording on the end there. Beautiful as well. And I gotta say, man, I don't know if I should apologize. I feel like the first question was kind of a softball. We usually go a little bit harder at first, but just sit back, relax. I'm gonna bring it over to the panel members now, and if they say anything crazy, Fuzzy, you are absolutely allowed to chime in and be like, yo, what the hell are you talking about, man? I just want to let you know that you could definitely do that. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Pred. I'm dying to hear kind of like what Pred thought. And again, this is in general, just a show in general. We talk about pacing, all that good stuff. Pred, what did you think about this show, just in general, before we dive into the games and stuff?
What nice things can I say?
I thought it was paced
to be honest
well.
with you, I think we said this before. I thought the first 10 minutes of the show were actually pretty good, and the last 10 minutes with the Spider-Man stuff was pretty good. Everything else in between, it was like it's what we used to ask for as Xbox gamers, just show the games, and they did that. So like from that aspect of it, they did good. They came out there, said a few things, showed nothing but games, said a few things, killed the show. Overall, they had a lot of games to show. They also had a little dabble in some hardware, a little dabble in some TV stuff. They kind of covered all their bases with everything to some degree, but I'm trying to be positive. So like,
that felt like a little shot at Dark real quick. They had they talked that hardware, they did a little TV.
No. I mean, they me. I've always said it's not what you showed me, it's what you didn't show me that I'm more usually like what usually kills it for me. And so they didn't show a lot of stuff that I was looking forward to seeing. So like I said, I'm trying to stay positive on this part of this show, but I thought that what they showed, had it not been a 2-year drought for them, or like had it not been they're them bumping their chest, the way they have been. If we knew it was going to be an off year, and they showed this, I think some people would be okay with it. But I will say I don't think that like that ideal that they throw around, like, oh, we're showing this show on our showcase. We're only saying it's PlayStation 5 or PlayStation/PC. And for us to automatically assume that it's going to be a timed exclusive, or for us to automatically assume it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, those days are gone just because of the way they functioned in the past. So we see a game, and we see it being shown by a third party. I think in our mind now, we're like, that's going to come to Xbox at some point. That's coming to Xbox. And like, I think a lot of companies are not, they're like, they showed it on their showcase. When you go to their website, there's an Xbox version coming out too. And I think most people have gotten smart on that, where they're like, okay. So,
dude, there are people checking as they're watching the show now when it comes to Sony because of that.
I'm looking. I do the same thing. If it's a game I really want to play, it's like, it's only coming to Xbox. Only coming to PlayStation, and I'll go look at the website. Sure as shit, it's not. But that wasn't a thing back in the day, because like they could. We used to think, or the way it was worded was like it was never coming to Xbox at all.
Yeah.
And some of the publishers were following in suit with that and not showing that it was coming. Like we would never know. It was always like a guess or a hope, And I think now people are like, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. If it's coming to the Xbox platform, it's going to come to the Xbox platform. And we've seen that recently with the Inspector Gadget shit. People keep making these excuses of why they don't put it on the Xbox platform, and then hear us say, why not? Like, we're relevant too. You put it on a fucking Switch, but you can't put it on the fucking Xbox. and so they and this wasn't a topic, but they were talking about Inspector Gadget the other day, and the guys came out and said, "No, we heard you. We see there's a fan base out there that wants this game. We're going to go ahead and make it for Xbox as well." And so I think a lot of people are seeing the Xbox as a viable system, and especially having Game Pass and other stuff like that. So Sony can't pull that shit like they used to. And we would look at that showcase and be like, "Oh fuck, that was a good showcase." Those games aren't coming to Xbox when they all are, and that was like I think one of the selling points back in the day. Like they were able to get away with that shit, and now they can't. So now we know that all those games that they showed, like I would say, the majority of them were all multi-plats. They're not just PlayStation games. So, like I said, we'll get into the other aspect of it later. But I if I had to grade it, I'd give it a 4 out of 10. For the reasons we'll talk about later. So
yeah,
and I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
From what I'm seeing in general, like I thought the pacing was good. I thought they moved from one game to another like pretty well. There wasn't a lot of talking. I know we had Jim Ryan there, kind of like at the end. Like at the surface, it was a good framework for a show. Like I feel like these companies have finally gotten it down pat. That's my opinion on it. But let's see. Let's go to Dark on this one. Dark, again, it's just a show in general. We're not diving in on the games or anything. But what did you think about the show in general?
Oh, dude, it was 10 out of 10.
This is the defense, people. This is what it is right now. It's called the blind eye defense. What are you talking about?
No, absolutely not. Like you said, as a structure, as a whole, yes, this is the kind of show I would like to see from most companies. Just show us games, just show us that, no talking, maybe some minuscule talking here and there, just to kind of say, oh, well, this next section is going to be VR or whatever. Like Herman Hulse came out and was just like, we're going to show you what we have on VR. That was fine. And then, and then just jump right back into the games, which is completely, the structure was there. I mean, we're going to definitely get into it tonight, and I'm going to give you my score right now. It's a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Woo!
Are you purposely going lower than everybody else?
No.
Trying to save
it's a
face
3 out of-
there, bro. No, I'm just playing. I'm just
'cause
playing.
I've watched it. I watched it a couple times.
Dude, I
and
can
was
hear
just
it in your
like-
voice, man. I really can.
I was just like, every time I watch it, I just get more and more mad. So, like, just...
Dude,
Yeah.
If Dark Optimus ever wants to turn into Hulk, all he has to do is watch that showcase. He starts turning green. It gets crazy, man. All right, cool. Now, K-Mega, you heard the deal. We're not diving into the games right yet. Just in general, the structure of the show. What did you think of that?
Let's see. I mean, like, the structure of the show is kind of like what Prayer was saying. It started off cool. You've seen Jim Ryan. You had this thought process of thinking that, look, oh, this is okay. They're coming with it. And then you seen Jim Ryan again, and then the next thing you was like, that's it. But overall, it was just like what I said on the reaction when me and Don was doing it yesterday. Was, I watch these things and I'm a little bit different. I'm built different on this type of situation. I just like seeing games, and I will watch any show, and I will definitely find something that I want to play. I always do, and this is no case. I mean, this is no different of a case here, because there was games that I've seen that I wanted to play. And one game that came to mind, and this is going to be funny as hell, but I thought that what is it, Splunky Squire?
The Plucky Squire.
Plucky Squire.
Squire. That game looked really, really, really cool to me. Like it was cute.
day
Like
one.
well, it's not a day one. To me, it's like this.
He said day one bye.
No, it ain't day one for me, but cut that, chill that out. But
It's day one came out. You know it.
no. That might be day one for PlayStation gamers, because but anyway, no, we're not gonna go no deeper right now. But I was looking at that and I was like, that's the perfect game for like when I have a huge gaming session from like playing from, Hogwarts or, for right now what I'm going through with Forspoken or whatever. And then you get to that moment where you kind of, you don't want to play nothing competitive like a fighter or a shooter or a racer. And you're just kind of like, man, I just want to just game on something, have some mindless fun. And that's the perfect game. Doesn't seem you could just go in there. You don't have to beat it. Just something just to go and to play and enjoy and just have fun with. And that's kind of like, that's how I was looking at that game. I was mentioning that game that same way. So there was plenty of games that I seen that I wanted to get my hands on. So I'll give it what I gave it. I said a C+, C-. I'm going to go with a C- on it. The presentation, Sony always does a good job with their presentation. The only odd thing was, to me, is every time that they showed something to me that didn't warrant the logos, but I was like, that really isn't the right place to put the logo at. But okay, I see it, kind of like a little intermission thing. I thought that was kind of weird, but other than that, I thought that it was structured well. It was structured well for what it was.
Yeah, no, I think the same way. Like, not thinking about the content in it, just the structure of game, trailer. That whole thing. I thought the pacing was good, all that good stuff. Now let's get into it, because there's been a huge backlash when it comes to this showcase. Now, for people who don't know, it's been almost 2 years since we had a big PlayStation showcase. We've had state of plays. Majority of them would focus on one game, usually the game that was releasing around that time or whatnot. But we haven't had a true showcase in quite a while. So when it came down to it, we haven't heard any more information about games under their first party umbrella. Games like Wolverine, which we got a teaser trailer for, basically a year ago. And of course, there's a multiplayer called Factions that a lot of people have been looking forward to just getting some type of information on. And the backlash here seems to be that when it comes to first party, they were almost non-existent at a PlayStation showcase. Almost. All right, there were a couple there. There were like what, 3, maybe 2 newer acquisitions.
More like 2, but mostly like actually just 1.
Yeah, when you talk about
that one is first party, actually first party. The other 2 were third party deals, I guess, that they have.
All right, well, you know what, Dark? I was wondering who I was going to go to first on this. I think we'll go to you, man. We'll go to you, and then we'll go to Predator afterwards, and we'll see how the talking commences here. So, like I said, there's a lot of backlash here. People saying that they didn't do enough when it comes to first party. They didn't do enough when it came to, the amount of time between showcases and kind of like the grand. They wanted that grand event, and a lot of people out there didn't feel that they got it. I got to ask if you felt like you got a true PlayStation showcase experience. And I got to ask you, like, what do you think? Do you agree with what people are saying here? What is your thoughts about the content that they put in here for you, man?
Bro, I got a great experience, man. It was fantastic.
A1.
I got everything that I wanted.
He said, "Watch out, Starfield.
Everything.
Cat Quest is on its way, baby."
Yeah, dude, Starfield is done, dude. It's dead. It's dead in the water. No. Oh man, what? How do I even start this?
It's tough. Whoever I started with, it was going to be tough, man.
Without being infuriated and just you losing on all of your revenue tonight.
Dude, I don't get
You
any.
know?
I don't get any unless there's super chats anyway, bro. Let's be real.
Okay.
Man.
All right. Well, okay. So they start off right, and it's okay. Haven Studios. We get their game. Okay, multiplayer shooter. You know me. I don't care about that stuff. It's fine. Okay. We start off. And then they go into Helldivers, and I was all like, I didn't like Helldivers 1. It was a top-down type of experience. I didn't like it. It's okay. They try to be like Starship Troopers, but it's not Starship Troopers.
I think it would have been better if the name was Starship Troopers. Honestly, bro.
Absolutely.
That would have created a ripple. People would have been like, "Oh shit."
It would have been way better. I would have been like, hell yeah, I'm there day one, like Starship Troopers. Come on, But no, they give us Helldivers. Granted, yes, they changed the aspect of the game to make it more third person than top down. I think there are some top down elements in it though, where you do certain things or whatever, but yeah, that was kind of like, okay, like you guys are. For me, it was already starting off kind of like, I don't know. And then I think they went into. Fuzzy, you help me out here.
After Helldivers, there was Immortals of Avium, and
Immortals
that's
of Avium.
that EA that
right,
looks awesome, but
it looks cool, but I'm like, okay, this is third party. We know that's going to Xbox. We know that's and then they go into another third party, and then another third party, and then they show us Phantom Blade Zero, which absolutely
looked phenomenal, by the way.
Dude, that game looked absolutely fantastic.
And from what I'm seeing, Clobro on that game, by the way, said that it's releasing on PS5 and PC. I didn't see anything about Xbox.
Do you just want me to go through games that I actually had an interest in instead of going through the whole show?
Well, yeah, I didn't expect you to literally go through every game. I wanted to hear what you thought about the content, pulling out ones. You know what I'm saying?
I'll throw the I only have like 9 games here. Most of them are freaking third party. So, Phantom Blade Zero, which looked fantastic, like we said. Sword of the Sea was interesting. I thought that was kind of interesting. I like Journey, so
I was gonna say, but you like Journey as well, so
yeah. So I'm kind of like, maybe that won't be a day one, but that'll be like something on the back burner. Neva looked decent, but I liked Grease too, so that's another indie game. But it's also from Devolver Digital, which, as we know, is one of the better indie companies out there that develop games. So the Plucky Squire, got to see some gameplay. That was cool. I was like, sweet, we get more of the Plucky Squire. I know that whole 2D to 3D thing was kind of like, I don't know if I like that too much, but
what, for Plucky?
For Plucky, yeah.
I think the difference in level designs from one level to another is actually a higher point to that game, to be really honest.
Right. Which gives it that uniqueness to it. So
it's kind of like Nier, how Nier like will put you in almost like different types of games, like different missions and stuff.
Which I'm thinking to myself, it probably if it's that kind of game, we just have to see what the gameplay's like, and how it plays and stuff. Which we did see gameplay, but when you get it in your hands, it's always different.
That's what she said.
Alan Wake 2, which absolutely looked fantastic. Looked phenomenal.
Looked better than
Another
one.
third-party game. Definitely better than one. Looked definitely better than one. I like the whole being able to be the FBI agent. It looks like that's who you're going to play as this time around. Not so much Alan. Unless they're kind of like saving those segments for later on.
Maybe.
Or whatever. But that's coming out October 17th, which is a perfect game for Halloween time, right? And then we got Assassin's Creed Mirage
Yes.
coming October 12th, which
Yes.
is fantastic. So like a week before Alan Wake 2, we get Mirage. So that's freaking awesome. And plus, Mirage is only $50, so that's a plus as well. And then Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which we saw gameplay of, and I was like, sweet. That was the one anime game that you saw that you were like, oh, that looks cool. But
Really? I thought it was Tower of Fantasy.
no, Tower of Fantasy was the other one.
I like visual wise Tower of Fantasy. I like kind of like the anime look style to the characters, but I like the look of how they made the mechanical parts and like the robot parts.
Yeah,
It like really stuck out. It was such a cool contrast in the game.
Which is also a game that was also already on PC and probably going to Xbox. So
Oh, I hope it's coming to
Another
Xbox.
third
I will definitely play that. Yeah.
another third party. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is also another third party, which is all already on PC. It's going to PlayStation first, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go to Xbox too. Dragon's Dogma 2, which is another third party game. Which everybody that I know that loves the first one is absolutely ecstatic for the second one. So I'm excited for it because I love the first one. So that looked good. You know, Capcom. When I saw Capcom, I was like, ooh, what's this? Is this something new? Is this Pragmata or something like that? No, it wasn't. It was Dragon's Dogma 2, which I'm okay with because I like that game.
Yeah, that was a good announcement.
And then Spider-Man 2, which was the only game that I was all like, yay, about. I had a smile when I was watching that gameplay. I was like, oh wow, okay, yeah, I'm excited.
Craven the Hunter looks really good, by the way. They did a
Kraven
good
looks
job
great.
with his character. They did.
Craven looks great. I know you have qualms with the suit.
Oh, do you want to open that? Do you really want to open
No,
that? right
we're
now?
not going to open it because you know why? I'm going to tell you right now that they're not going off of the comics. They are going off of story beats from the comics because if you read the comics, you know that when Kraven the Hunter went after somebody, when he went after to get the to find his equal, he didn't actually go after them. He actually had them sent to the island.
Right.
But there was
he went and
in
hunted
the
them.
comic books when Spider-Man was wearing the black costume, I loved when Kraven went after him because basically he dressed up as the Black Spider-Man and made it to the point where Spider-Man, because he was committing crimes as the black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And with doing that, anytime people saw Spider-Man, they would like call it in and stuff like that. So he always knew where he was. Kraven is a nasty villain, dude.
Oh,
Like,
he is.
Intelligent.
Which is gonna be a really cool and unique way how they.
I hope they put that in the game. I hope they put it where he sets him up in the game. If they do that,
I'm sure they probably will. I mean, if they don't do that, then yeah, you're gonna be hearing it from me because Kraven is definitely a very smart
that's a comic book deep cut. If you're not gonna follow the black costume, the story of the black costume, which is pretty much one of the most important stories when it comes to Spider-Man, right?
Oh,
if you're not gonna do that, but if you put in that deep cut right there, and then you make that like a fairly big thing within the game, and now all of a sudden Spider-Man's a wanted man and all that stuff. You put that in there, like I'll give them points. Points that I took away, I will give it back.
It seems like even Miles, which I prefer Miles over Peter, anyways. Just because of the simple fact that he's more agile than Peter, and plus he's got those cool lightning powers, which I love. But I love that they added the webbing underneath the pits.
Oh yeah,
the flight suits. You know,
That is,
I love
that
I
is-
love that they added that.
That is
I was
Peter
like,
Parker
dude,
Spectacular
yes.
Spider-Man right there
It
with
is.
the
Yep.
webs. Yeah.
The Spectacular Spider-Man. Yep. And I was like, oh, dude, they have the webbing. Hell yes. You know, I was excited for it. I'm excited for Spider-Man 2. Absolutely. But I think the show just was such a damper, man, that when we got to Spider-Man, it was just like, yay, cool. But the rest of the shit that you guys showed was just third-party crap. I mean, not crap, but third-party stuff that we weren't expecting. We were
Hold
expecting.
on.
more
I think you
first-party.
just said it. You just said it basically. You're like, yo, I was expecting first party here, and they're they're showing me all multiplats. Basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. And they should just. This was stuff that they could have just put on the Summer Game Fest. Like a lot of this stuff, they could have done that. Like they didn't have to put it in their showcase.
Say state of play
it's
and Game
clearly,
Fest put together.
The state of play clearly, they are clearly showing that they don't have anything right now. That's what it tells me. They don't have nothing ready. Nothing's ready. Nothing. They don't have any games that they want to show. They
Dark,
just
if
want to
only
show.
you had a couple friends that were on YouTube that tried to tell you that, like, a couple months ago.
Hey, listen. I tried to have a little bit of faith. A little bit of faith. All right. I tried to have just a little bit. I mean,
He said he doesn't
Xbox
believe
too.
filthy bots, is what he's saying. That's what I'm hearing.
That's not the case at all. I just have my own way of being hyped for things. And yeah, this just was not it, man. They didn't do what what we were expecting them to do. They just basically were like, F you fans, basically. That's how I feel. Like they were just like, F you, have a nice day. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
Oh, and by the way, buy another PS5 on your way out.
Yeah, buy another PS5. Buy a handheld that doesn't even natively
he brought
play
up the
games.
hardware.
Only streams games.
Oh!
Are you freaking kidding me?
Dude,
really?
How much of an L is that handheld,
That
in your
is
opinion?
an L, dude. You know what this showcase gets now? It gets a 2 out of 5 just because. 2 out of freaking.
He brought it down.
10.
Oh no!
Just because we brought it up.
Oh no!
All right, the freaking handheld. I mean, K Mega was right. Absolutely, he said they were going to show hardware. He said that they were going to show. They show freaking Gran Turismo that's supposed to come out in what a week or so.
Yeah, they didn't even announce like a brand new
No, it
movie.
comes out in August.
And they didn't even. Oh, yeah, August, whatever. I mean, it's coming out in months. Whatever. It's like okay. Like at least have some like special DLC or something with that.
That's what I thought that was gonna be.
Right?
Man.
Exactly. When I saw it too, I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, K-Mega's right here. Yes, he's right.
But it's gonna be DLC, so
But
it's okay.
there's gonna be DLC. There's gonna be something there. And no, it's just like a teaser of the freaking movie, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me with this shit? Really?"
It would have at least been nice if they had offered Gran Turismo 7 for PC or something.
Right,
That's
exactly.
what I was hoping that they were gonna
if
do.
they announced that
was a look into Fuzzy before the show went live, right there.
But no, they dropped the ball, man, completely. Like they basically said, "Here you go, Xbox. Here's your ticket to stomp all over us," and I almost guarantee you it's gonna happen too.
Don't count those eggs yet, bro. Don't do that. I see a lot of people. A lot of people are like, "Yo, this is like Xbox, like I don't know, fucking show to win here," and I'm like, "Don't do that. Don't let them Don't say that."
If anybody has a chance right now, it's Xbox.
That's
to
true.
show something. Nintendo is just going to do what they're going to do. The only person who has a chance right now is really to show something is Xbox. So they better kill it. But yeah, man, I'm just so disgusted with the showing. It was terrible. I mean, the pacing was good. Yes, the pacing was good. But even if we got like 2 or 3 more first-party games, it still would have been like maybe a 5 or a 6. You know, like it
Really?
still wouldn't have been like a great showcase. Because they had
hold
so
on.
much
I think-
third party, dude.
I
But then
think-
they also didn't have any release dates for a lot of that stuff
That's true.
either.
That's true.
Like they didn't have any release dates at all for any of that stuff, except for Alan Wake and freaking Assassin's Creed Mirage, which are both coming out in the same month. So it's just so bad, man. It's
Well, Dark, I was going to say about those 2 or 3 games that you were talking about. I feel if they had shown like early gameplay of Wolverine and shown factions, I think the show would have been like head and shoulders better than what people are saying right now. To be honest with you.
I mean, there would be those people who would be like, "Oh, this was amazing," But for me, I don't care about factions too. I absolutely don't. I care about Wolverine, yes, but I mean, we wouldn't have gotten a release date. We wouldn't have gotten anything. It would just. I mean, shoot, we didn't even get a release date for Spider-Man that's supposed to come out this year. Like, are you kidding me?
That is true.
They really trying to pull a whole freaking God of War thing? Like, I don't know how long that's going to work for them, to be honest. Like, if they continue to do that, people will be getting pissed and being like, you guys need to start, giving us stuff. Come on, man.
It seems like people are getting pissed, man. Like
they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of PlayStation gamers who are happy about it, but I've been also seeing a lot of PlayStation gamers who are damage control and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, you can't damage control this. I can't even damage control it. Like, and I thought to myself, like, maybe there might be something there that maybe I could just be like, oh yeah, damage control. Not even Spider-Man can save this showcase.
As soon as he saw the movie trailer for Gran Turismo, he knew the show was over. Yeah,
dude. As soon as I saw the hardware. After that, I was all like, "Oh man, oh here we go." I know what I'm gonna be in for tomorrow on freaking Next and GRG.
Yep. Well,
but yeah, man. I mean, it's just disappointing, and I mean, it's not gonna make me sell my PlayStation. I'm still gonna buy. I'm still gonna have Final Fantasy 16 when I feel like picking that up, and then I also have Spider-Man. That hopefully coming out this year. It says fall 2023, but that could be delayed.
Yeah, are you getting a little nervous about the release date there over for Spider-Man?
Dude, I'm nervous about anything that they're doing.
Oh shit! He's like, they're not making me comfortable at all right now.
No, you shouldn't be comfortable at all. Any PlayStation gamer should not be comfortable. You should be very concerned with what PlayStation is doing.
Yo, Pred.
Here's
Pred, do you
a
hear
question
this?
I have to toss at you.
Yeah, go ahead. Man.
Do you think this game is PS5 only, or do you think, as far as Spider-Man 2, or do you think it's cross-gen?
Dude,
I know before they said it was supposed to be PS5 only.
It better be PS5 only. If it's cross-gen, I'm gonna be like, really? I could have kept my freaking PS4. Are you kidding me? I would be bad, dude. I would definitely be mad about it. Because they definitely promised that it was going to be only on PS5.
That is a great question, and we're probably going to go back on and touch on that because there's been some controversy about the Spider-Man trailer, and people out there talking about it or whatnot. So we're probably going to go back to that. So now I want to get Pred in here. Pred, now we're talking about the meat in the sandwich here. Per se, we're talking about the content. A lot of people. There's been a lot of backlash, dude. Even PlayStation extremists. There's some of them out there that just couldn't take the show and really started talking about how disappointed they were with this. Now, what did you think about the content that was in this show? Like what they offered, what they showed us, man.
So, I think, as I predicted last week, that this was going to be a show of nothing but
most. Dude, I got to put Pred predicted this in the title. Like I got to switch it up and put it in the title.
I said because I wasn't have anything to show. I went back and listened to everything that everybody said on the show, I remember specifically saying they don't have anything to show because they're gonna go first, which is not normal for them, and it's gonna be a bunch of multi-plat bullshit. And anything they show anything they show that's gonna be an exclusive to PlayStation, which wasn't a lot, is gonna be something that's so far down the road. If they even show it, it's gonna be so far down the road, it ain't gonna fucking matter anyway. You'll see it for the next. Like we did have our game predictions. We're always wrong with those. What we hope they bring, but they didn't bring anything that I thought was like like a wow factor to me. Like Spider-Man looked good. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the original Spider-Man on PlayStation 4 when they brought it. I didn't play the other Spider-Man when they. So
I would recommend to play Spider-Man's on the PC. Much better experience.
I was not into the game. I actually have it still on my PlayStation, and I didn't play it. I didn't finish it. You started doing those fucking fetch quests and shit like that. I just could not get into that game. And so I just put it down.
To catch pigeons and fly through smoke.
Yeah, my stepson played it. He liked it, but like I couldn't get into it. And I'm a huge Spider-Man fan back from growing up, but like I just could not play that game. So that was the saving grace for the show. Like that bumped it up from a 3 to a 4 for me. But all the stuff in between, like, and I'm not even joking. I fell asleep on the show.
Oh shit!
And that's how it wasn't long. I think I dozed off for like 10 minutes or something like that in there. But like, I've never done that before on the show ever. And I'm not saying that for cat. I really legit fell asleep at the little cat game they had, and I woke up somewhere. I missed all. Huh?
Was it the pirate one or was it the other one?
I think it was the other one. Looked like I think one was like an indie game or something like that. I don't remember the name. But like
was it a black cat? Was it a black cat?
Yes. It was a black cat.
Yeah, it was the other one then.
I fell asleep right around then, and then I woke up. I guess right. Fuck. I go back and look at the show again. I wasn't out long. I did wake up in time for Spider-Man. I missed all the Destiny 2 stuff. I must have dozed off somewhere else between there too. But like,
Kate's back, baby.
I just like. I would think like if this was a normal show, and this is the out I gave you, Dark. I said like they haven't had a show in 2 years, and I think it's the first time Herman and Jim the Rat Ryan had a show. Have had a show like a major show like this. They've done a lot of like the PlayStation little shows when they do this one game, and I don't even think they're on those. I think they usually have.
No, they did one a year ago. The one where they showed off. That was about it.
Showed off what?
They showed off Wolverine at the end.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I remember that show, but. I don't think they've ever been on like an E3 stage or anything like that. Like they haven't had a show, and so that was my out. I was like, well, they're not experienced enough in this yet to do it. So, so maybe that's why it sucks so bad. I mean, like as far as putting it together and stuff like that, I did like that Phil after the show he kind of congratulated them, and then but then the shade from Microsoft after that, they put out that graphic. All these games are coming to Xbox, and so that their show
is that really shade or just like fucking answering what Sony has been doing for so long, though?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both because like Phil kind of came out, it's like good show, like that's how I'm thinking, like,
oh no,
and then like so like all that shit was kind of rolling, and then it took Herman a day to respond to that. Like he didn't respond until this morning.
Yeah, you didn't know what to say.
I remember seeing it. He's like, "Thanks, Phil. Thanks for." It was like really short. It was like, "Yeah, thanks, Phil." Basically, like like he knew shit was getting thrown at him. Like it was like
basically saying, "Fuck you, Phil."
But like, but when Dark came on last week, like he had high expectations for this show, and he wasn't trolling it. Like he felt like they had a lot to show and they needed to show everything. And I think with him and even other PlayStation fans out there, I think that's what bothered them. See, now from an Xbox perspective, we're used to this shit. Like we get it all the time. We need this to be shown. They never fucking show what we ask them to show, what we want to see, and so we already are used to this letdown. And it's new for y'all because like y'all think every show's amazing until you finally have a bad show that's really bad. Like y'all have had like legit like all the exclusives for Sony this generation haven't sold well. They haven't done well. In my like not all of them, like obviously God of War and stuff like that, and Spider-Man did well, but most of their like Returnal wasn't received well. I mean, like their last couple of brand new exclusives just kind of like kind of fell flat in their face to some degree. They might have sold well, but like they weren't received well, and people bought them after they played them and started getting into them. Like so, like I just think like the downhill slide has already started with them, as far as games go, as far as everything. Like who the fuck is this goddamn handheld for?
Yeah.
Like who is that for? I just bought a $500 piece of equipment that I have to be tethered to basically when I want to play on my handheld. If I've already got the shit, why can't I just play on my goddamn fucking PC?
It's like an in-your-house handheld. Like you can't wander around. Like you know,
I go outside. Yeah, you can do that from your phone. That's like, why just use the cloud? Oh, that's right. You don't want to because you don't want to start competition with Microsoft. And that's a whole nother conspiracy theory right there for me. I don't think they want to get into cloud because they're waiting for this deal to go through, and then they'll try and jump in the cloud market. That's just me. But earbuds, I mean, okay, you got headphones. Like everybody can be. Why do we need my own separate PlayStation headphones? Like they might be great. They might be great for music, just like but they make it seem like it's just gaming headphones. Like which I could probably hook them up to my phone and listen to music while I'm fucking working out or something like that. But
well, that's advertisement. If people wear those out, if they hook them up to their phone and wear them out, they say PlayStation right on the sides. Like that's advertisement for them.
Yeah, so that means they're Bluetooth enabled and they're gonna work with everything. Just like the Xbox headsets I have will work with PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's Bluetooth enabled, so like I can use those headphones anywhere. So I can use them on my. Technically, I could use them on my PC. I can use them on my Xbox. I can use them tethered to my phone when I'm working out. So like I mean. It'd be great if you had a phone that went with, whatever. But I didn't think.
No, they got a handheld that looks like a phone.
Oh, you can use it with your handheld. That's right. That's right. Can I use apps on that handheld? Can I look at Netflix on there? Can I fucking? I don't know.
Maybe. Well, basically all it is.
Only link through the PS5.
Your PlayStation is running the game. It's not the handheld, dude.
Yeah.
So you might be able to watch Netflix and YouTube and shit like that. I mean, but is that really, dude? The only time a tethered handheld type device will work with a console is if somebody can use the console itself for something different. All right, like if they're using the console to watch Netflix and the whole family's watching that, you really want to play the game and it's on the system that's in the living room. You can just pick up the handheld and play it there.
While we're watching this fucking Family Time movie, I'm going to play on my PlayStation handheld.
Yeah.
While we're watching fucking Avatar 2. Yeah, it's like, that makes sense. My wife would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
It'd be like, minding my business. You should try it.
Oh, let's take this road trip. I'm bring my fucking, okay, we already.
That's why you're not married anymore.
Okay. I mean,
probably.
Yeah. I mean, we have devices. We have a Zeus handheld that's coming out. We got the fucking the Steam Deck. What would have been smart? God forbid that you make a PlayStation store on Steam, and you put games on there, and people can download them and play on the devices they already have, and they can take them wherever they want to go and actually play them natively. Oh my god, who would do such a thing? Or
that would be awesome.
The PSP, their PlayStation handheld from back in the day, wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
Why don't you just do that again? Do something like that. Even if I got to download the games to the hardware, I'm cool with that. But I get to play natively where the fuck I'm at. But oh my god, they don't want to do that because they want you to be in their ecosystem and buy all their fucking products, and they don't want to share their products with anybody else. The show was ass. Dark, you're all fucking wrong. Everything you fucking predicted doesn't fucking happen. Okay?
I know.
And I know I'm not gonna roast you hard here because I know K Mega's gonna give you that fucking business. I know he's gonna give you that delicious hard business.
Oh wow!
For tomorrow, I'm just gonna warm it
tune
up
in for that because you know why?
He might give it to you tonight, but I'm just trying to get it wet and get him ready. And get him ready. I do my job.
Hey, at least you're using some sort of lubricant.
Man, I'm that guy in the seventh inning. I'm the setup man.
He said no, he won't.
He's gonna come in the eighth inning and close it out. In the ninth inning, close it out for me. So bring that shit home.
Dang.
I got nothing else, man.
Nice.
Fuck that show. That's some bullshit. That all that did is make Microsoft be like, man, maybe we don't need to show as much shit we thought we had to.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that because a lot of people are talking about what Xbox needs to do after this show. But Yo, Fuzzy. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes now, bro. We're talking about the content. All right. I gotta say there were a couple games I liked. I gave the show a 4 out of 10 when it came to the content and everything all together. Again, expectations. Almost 2 years. People were wondering what's going on with first party. It was nearly non-existent in this show, dude. What do you think about the backlash, and what do you think about the content, man? When it came down to it.
All right, as someone that has both consoles and plays on each one of them, for certain games and stuff like that, I was expecting certain things out of this show. Like, I love Ghost of Tsushima, the first one, so I kind of figured, even though I know it's not coming out anytime soon. But I figured like their hopes and dreams showcase that they did back in 2016, we'd get the same kind of, feel, where they at least show you what Ghost of Tsushima 2 is going to be like. Like maybe it's a different island, or maybe he goes straight to Mongolia and, is trying to fight battles there. Whatever the case may be, I was hoping that would be at the showcase, some sort of updated version. We already knew that there wasn't going to be a Days Gone 2, and even the director from it was making mention. It's like, after seeing that showcase, it hurt so much that it's like, hey, we could have probably had that game ready a couple months ago.
No, a month ago. No, they said they would have had it out a month ago.
A month ago, yeah.
Crazy.
So that should go to show you that maybe either Jim Ryan's call or whatever the case may be isn't all it's cracked up to be, because like if you look at the Uncharted series, first one wasn't as well received, but that second one was always kind of the shining star in comparison, and then they improved as they went on. But had they not let that get to the second Uncharted, then we would never know where would PlayStation be today, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so they probably should have just made a Days Gone 2.
Well, sequels are
at
usually
least work
the
out
ones...
all the kinks from the first one. Just make it PS5 only, and then the hardware won't be the holdback as much in comparison to what the PS4 was with it struggling to render that game. So I knew that Days Gone 2 wasn't going to be there, but that's fine. Ghost of Tsushima 2 should have been there. Factions, like people joked about Crackdown 3 being shown in 2014, and then it took almost 7 years for it to be released. Factions was originally talked about being worked on during the whole, The Last of Us 2. Then they put it on hold to focus on the single player. And after that was done, then they were like, oh, we're going to do a remake of the original Last of Us. There's like 2 or 3 years at least of a buffer from the time they put it down to the time they could have picked it up, where they didn't have their hands into other stuff. Where is it? Like, all right, you show concept art. That's like the type of stuff that when you're sitting at a table and you're like shooting the shit about, oh, well, let's come up with an idea for the next game. Yeah, that's when that stuff gets generated. It's 2 or 3 years later. What's going on? Like, I understand COVID and all that, but I don't know.
You can't make that
Factions Factions not being there just seems weird.
You just can't make that type of excuse anymore, though. Like we're two or 3 years out of freaking 2 years out of COVID. Come on.
Exactly.
It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. That's why you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe your theory on that, because maybe they spoke too soon, or maybe Druckmann got out front and said something he probably shouldn't have, and now they're trying to keep it quiet and
Neil say something he's not supposed to?
Canceling it. But there's another games as a service game, because remember they were talking about 10 or 12 games they were going to do. There was another one that leaked out. Now, granted, it wasn't well received because it looked like Fortnite, and that was that Horizon game. And I would have hoped maybe the backlash would have caused them to maybe rethink the art style, or say screw it, just make that art style. But the game looked like it was already in the early phases. So where's gameplay? Show us actual gameplay. Where's this Horizon games as a service game? Originally when I heard that they were doing that, I was figuring it was going to be like a Monster Hunter kind of game in the current graphic style that Horizon games are. That would have been cool. They released that thing, and it looked like Fortnite. People joked about it, and it's like, are they gun shy now? Do they not want to show it because of the backlash? Or it's like, at least show it. show what you've been working on, or was that one of those games that they've been canceling secretly in the background that Moriarty keeps on talking about? Oh well, if the game doesn't
Pred
show
might
well,
be
they
onto
cancel
something with
it.
that one, man. I didn't even think about that. Pred, dude, you might be the genius of the community over that right there.
But there were so many other games I was expecting. Like I think Optimus made mention of this earlier, like Pragmata. Like that had that weird space sci-fi, like maybe a little bit of Kojima type-esque look to it.
Yeah.
Where is it? Like, it's been 3 years since these consoles have come out. Where's the game? Like, they have the marketing rights. Why aren't they showing the game? I mean, Capcom doesn't seem to be slouches when it comes to making games. So, is it Sony that's not willing to show it? Or is it that Capcom was like, yeah, we changed our mind? Because I don't think they would have, made Exo Primal prior to, that game. But maybe they did. Maybe they were working on Exo Primal or whatever way before that. But I expected Pragmata. No show.
Or like Fred said, it might be canceled because it didn't show well or whatever. And they just don't want to say nothing.
And then,
Guys,
all right,
do you hear this? Do you hear the questioning right now? This is the result of that showcase yesterday. Just soak it in, chat, because people are absolutely confused right now as to what is going on with PlayStation, man. But go ahead.
You got Gran Turismo, which they showed a movie, which right.
You said, yeah.
Busted, Xbox's chops about the whole TV. We get to see a movie. Okay, I'm not going to complain about the movie, but I agree with the whole deal. They should have had some sort of DLC. Like some of the cars from the movie, have them in the freaking game. Like,
yeah, like special edition, like movie cars or something like that.
Yeah.
You can have special events to win them and not have people buy them. And they could have done some crazy shit there.
yeah. And the big thing I was thinking all along, because remember the whole slate conversation that, Jim Ryan was saying? I figured now is a good time, since the game is over a year old, put it on PC. Like, what is the problem? Like, I don't understand. Like, we joked about, okay, they can't do on-track ray tracing like Forza's about to do in a month, but that's probably hardware related. So put it on PC where people have the hardware that can do it. So that boggles my mind.
2 years for
talk
Forza, by the way. 2 years for Forza, by the way.
Yeah, Forza
Screw
comes
you,
out
Fred.
like
Don't you dare.
every couple of years, and it's like they improve it each and every time. GT takes 7 years, and it's like it's the same cars from 2017. Like, all right, I understand they have some new cars in there now. A majority of them are from 2017 and earlier. Like, seriously, what is going on over there? Like, I understand the attention to detail, every nut and bolt, but if you're going to pay that much attention to every nut and bolt and not do new cars, like, just move on. Like, stop with the detail and work on newer cars. We don't need to make an antique racing game. All right, so next one, Twisted Metal, right? There's a TV show coming.
Wow, he's just going through everything that we didn't see at the show. Like, where the fuck is all this?
Worse
Like,
than me.
I love it.
Damn.
I love it.
Oh.
We got the TV show coming out. There were rumors in the background. Now, I should know better. There's no such thing as a PlayStation insider, because every damn time they're wrong. So,
Talk
all
about
that
it.
being said, where's a Twisted Metal game? Like, if you're going to show a show or a movie or some sort of media stuff, I think you would have been better off showing Twisted Metal at that showcase, because that, I think, is the more recent or more longevity thing, and they've had better response with, like, The Last of Us series. So work on show a series as opposed to a movie, but that's a whole other thing. And then outside of that, where's Death Stranding 2? Which a lot of people, I've always thought that Overdose, which I think is Kojima's other game that will be on Xbox, I think that one's going to come out sooner because it was worked on for Stadia prior. People keep on telling me, no, Kojima's going to do a Death Stranding 2, and that's going to come out first. Well, where the fuck is it?
Yeah, I don't. He's coming out for a while.
So it's like, yeah. And people always talk about Astrobot with the DualSense controller and how great that of experience that was. It's cool. Kills your battery, but cool. But There's an Astrobot game for the PSVR 2, or did they already give up on that? I mean, yeah, they had a few games in there. Not any more first party games.
Astrobot is technically they're kind of like interactive demo character. You know what I'm saying?
He's their mascot now. That's what he is.
Yeah. They need to make some sort of platformer for VR with that. Like, why wasn't that at launch? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then what happened to those rumors about, Half-Life Alyx coming to PSVR? Or was that some more PS Insider BS again?
That was BS. That was complete BS, dude.
And then
dude, that game should go to that VR though. Because that's tech. When you're looking at the tech under the hood, like that PSVR 2, that's a monster right there for a headset, man.
They should have made it like day one compatible with PC. Like, I would have bought one if they said, "Hey, this works with your PlayStation 5 and your PC." I would have bought it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But no, they want to keep their little, walled garden, and they want to get PC customers to buy their stuff, but then they don't want to cater to PC customers that are willing to buy their stuff if they just give a little. But no, it's whatever. And then from a hardware standpoint, I figured, why not show the PS Slim or the PS5 Slim, the one with that detachable disk drive, if that's still a thing? No, they showed the handheld.
That's definitely a thing. That's still around.
Yeah, because I thought that was supposed to come out this holiday, but no, they showed the handheld. Like Predator was saying, you can't. It makes no sense. It's like, unless it's going to work separately from the PS5 itself because somebody else is using that thing, then what is the reason? Like, I totally agree. If they made an app for the Steam Deck, like, all I want is remote play on my Steam Deck for my PlayStation library. I would be happy. Like, I can do it on my PC. I really don't feel like using that Cydius, or whatever that app is. There's like an app that you can do, and you got to put all your code key information in. I don't really feel like doing that. Just make a simple app so I can do that. PlayStation, like, seriously, you would probably get me to purchase more games that way, but I guess you guys are.
No, you got to purchase more consoles, sir. You got to purchase more consoles, okay?
And handhelds that aren't really handhelds. They're yeah.
No, but as far as the showcase of what was shown, the standouts for me was Phantom Blade Zero. Like, I'm hoping that's multi-plat, and I'm also hoping it's not too Souls-like, because I'm not the biggest Souls-like player, but it looked cool as hell. As far as the blood spatter and the slicing.
Apparently, it's supposed to be like Neo meets Sekiro. So
the traversal is really nice in it, though.
That's that split that I kind of like a little bit more than Souls-like. So we'll see. I'm hoping it comes to multiple platforms. Although I can buy it on my PC. The only PlayStation stuff I'm buying right now, because I'm tired of buying third parties that eventually come over to Xbox, I'll just buy those on PC and be done with it at that point. But Teardown was one of those games, one of those silly games I was looking forward to. But I thought that was already on Xbox Preview or something, kind of like with the way tabs.
I think it's
that
on
Total
PC.
Accurate Battle Simulator thing or whatever. I thought both of those were there, but I guess I was wrong on that. But the other highlight, other than Spider-Man 2, which that was the obvious, that was like the no-brainer. Like, if that didn't show, we need to get the gaming media to say what is going on with PlayStation. It's over. They're dead. They're finished or something. If Spider-Man 2 didn't show up, there's definitely something wrong. But all of that aside, I really like Marathon. As far as, yes, I know CGI. Yes, no gameplay was really shown, but the fact that it's going to be kind of like a PvP extraction type game, which I really wish somebody would just knock off Tarkov and translate it to console or something like that. But
Escape from Tarkov.
In any event,
yeah, and Tarkov is huge on PC.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and like one of my sons is addicted to that game. He's got more hours in that than I have in all the Forza. So
that's saying something right there. Damn.
They need something like. I understand it from an inventory standpoint. It's kind of hard to manage that type of stuff in a shooter, but somebody needs to come up with a simpler way for console, or mimic damn Dark Zone from the original Dark Zone, because the new one isn't as good in Division 2. But mimic the Dark Zone or what was that? Survivor, the one where it was like you were in the middle of the Dark Zone during the winter storm.
Oh yeah,
You need to have something along those lines. Like somebody needs to recreate that game, since obviously Ubisoft doesn't like making that game or working on that game as much as they used to. But yeah, Marathon. What was that? What was it? Phantom Blade Zero. Those are the highlights for me. I mean, other than the third parties like Immortals of Avium, I was already going to buy that anyway, and EA showed that like a couple of weeks ago. Like there was a lot of stuff that was shown multiple times. Like even one of the PSVR games, that Synapse thing, they showed that when the PSVR 2 came out. So why are they showing it again? Like I don't know.
They need to fill that time, bro. They can't show you anything like really new right now for some strange reason, but they'll show you other games that they already showed again. That's the show.
This showcase would have been better as a YouTube short, just showing their first party stuff. Honestly, like any money they spent beyond making a YouTube short of their first party stuff was a waste.
Fuzzy, I think you might have a marketing brain on you, man. That would be a brilliant move, because a lot of people are doing YouTube short content as well right now. Like that would be really smart, man.
So after 2 years, I don't know what Jim Ryan, like maybe they're still playing that koi game because of the ABK deal. Oh, we have to be meek and hide in the corner. Enough of that BS. The deal's going through, so you might as well just show everything you got. Like, move on. Seriously.
Yeah.
This ain't it. Like I said, 2 games out of that entire... Well, no, 3 games because of Spider-Man. Spider-Man's about the only first-party game that is on my list that I'm going to buy. Marathon, I'm probably going to buy on Xbox. And Phantom Blade Zero.
Because you want to be on my team, Fuzzy. That's why you're going to buy it on Xbox. You're going to be on my team. We are going to dominate, sir.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
This showcase... This isn't the first bad showcase. It's the first showcase in 2 years, and it's a bad one. And then they've had one state of play that was like all... Not that I'm knocking indies, but they weren't the indies that people wanted to play. Like, it was almost like Bugsnax 2 kind of...
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
You better watch out. Yo, K-Mega loves Bugsnax, man. Watch out. You better be careful.
I'm sorry, K-Mega. It's just not my game. There are certain kids' games I can deal with. Like, Ravenlock was cool.
I love the song. I never even played Bugsnax, so you're all right.
It's a podcast joke, man. It's a podcast joke.
No, but
I played Bugsnax, by the way. I did play it.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Of course you did.
I almost
Fuck
feel
you,
like
Bray.
they need to contact Keeley and do a do-over. Like, can we invade your summer showcase with the stuff
that's
we meant
happening.
to show? Like that's what they
happening.
need to do.
Yo, Fuzzy,
that's all
I don't know if you saw MBG after the show, but he's been talking about how many state of plays are going to be now until the end of the year. He's talking that they might... Dude, he brought up PSX, PlayStation Experience. He's like, well, they might do one of those, in the fall or winter or something. Like, man, he is grasping at straws right now, saying that there is a hidden showcase 2 somewhere down the line as well, man. Unbelievable. Dude,
Somebody contact his dealer and find out what the fuck he's smoking.
Yo, for real,
He needs some of that stuff.
I got a cart right here, and it's not doing that same thing.
This is the only showcase they get until maybe next year, and maybe they get a state of play just before Spider-Man releases, if it releases this year.
Ooh.
Otherwise, it'll
I'm hearing
state
a
of play
lot
next
of
year.
that, man. I am hearing a lot of if Spider-Man releases this year. Dude, is the confidence really that shaken on whether or not it's going to drop in 2023?
Rumor was before they were going to try to, play this game, like how God of War released around the original Starfield date, and then there were rumors, fairing up about, it's going to come out in September, like around the same time as Starfield. And people are like, well, which one would you play? I'm like, I'd rather play Starfield first because I'm gonna wait until Spider-Man's on sale. Starfield, I'm gonna probably sink 100 and some odd hours just figuring out how to build up my fleet of ships.
Yeah, just
Well,
building and
Didn't
exploring.
I say the same thing tonight? Didn't I say the same thing today?
Yeah.
Boy,
Yo, Mega, real quick, I want to say that was
Yeah.
an awesome live stream today. Like me, you, Ham,
sure.
like that was a
Oh,
lot
that's
of fun,
great.
bro. It was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
anytime I do a live stream, any of you guys is welcome to come on and join me, man.
Dude, I saw you on. I was like, I
hop
gotta
in.
jump in, man. I gotta
Just hop in.
I gotta talk that shit right now.
Yeah. It's not bad. But thank you, man. I appreciate you coming through. You guys coming through.
Nah, it was fun. It was fun, man. And let's see. Speaking of that, man, it's time to go to K Mega on this. Mega, we started talking about this earlier. You're gonna do you're gonna do a marathon. It was earlier today, and now tonight, and then tomorrow as well. But I believe in you, man. I know you can do it. You're gonna stay strong.
Oh,
but
I got
we're
you.
talking about
I got you.
the meat in the sandwich, man. We're talking about the content here. Dude, a lot of backlash. What's going on, man? What are your thoughts?
All right, so I'm going to do a first that I've never done before on any podcast or any video that I've ever done in my entire life. So this is an exclusive. I've always tried to be objective, always. Because as a gamer, I don't want nothing to fail. And I still feel that way. But I don't have any faith in Sony.
Oh.
So much so. No. I'm being real on this one.
Go
I
ahead.
always kind of hold back because I'm not trying to be a console warrior. I always try to be realistic on everything that I talk about, right? But after I made my decision, and me and Don, and I've talked about this with other people, but me and Don was going back and forth, and Don kept saying, Mega, you keep on talking about you're going to get this PlayStation 5, but you haven't got it yet. I know you. You would have already got it. What's holding you back? And I said, I don't know. Because I am a PlayStation fan, just like I'm a fan of Xbox, just like I'm a fan of, now being getting into PC gaming fully, a Nintendo fan. I'm a gamer. I love gaming. But something happened with PlayStation that made me lose my faith in them. It wasn't because, I'm an Xbox first gamer. It's because PlayStation just isn't the same console maker that I was always all up in their ass for from the very begining to the middle of PlayStation 4.
Yeah, you were a PlayStation guy. For people who don't know, like
I was a
you rocking
PlayStation guy.
Yeah.
Mega PlayStation guy. Only thing that was better than PlayStation to me was Sega. That's it. Mm-hmm. And even Sega was still not on the same level as PlayStation when PlayStation first dropped. Like, nah. And so for me to make that switch was because making the switch was because of the 360. But then I always still was like, no, I'm still a PlayStation dude at the core. I just think that PlayStation has got to find themselves on bringing that innovation back where they were. Looking damn near 20 years later, it's not there, and it hasn't been there. And I don't have any faith in them anymore because you know why? And I said this on a live stream, bot. You can't replace greatness like Andrew House and Adam Voorhees. And demote Yoshida to indies, and then Sean Layton, which was kind of the last Sebastian of the old guard, and kick him out and then put in Jim Ryan. And then you have this turnaround, and then expect me as a PlayStation fan to look at PlayStation the same as when you go in at the glory days of Jack Tretton. It's nowhere near the same. Nowhere near the same. And I've always kind of fought myself with this because I don't want to seem like that type of gamer to be, you being a console war, you've always been a bot, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Hell with that. Call me what you will. I'm a realist. What PlayStation offered you was nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. How long have people been talking about Spider-Man? See, if this was an Xbox show, think about how Xbox would get roasted. Think about it. And
just like they talk about, remember when they used to talk about Halo Gears and Forza all the time? It'd be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man since the launch of the console.
Yeah, Sean Layton.
Dude, 3 Spider-Mans.
Bro, Sean Layton
3 years.
told us exactly what PlayStation was, what they were going to do. He gave us a blueprint of what they needed to do because of where gaming is gone, because there's so much money to be pumped into gaming. But he was trying to hold on to the old guard of what made PlayStation great. And we've seen this show. And even though I did give it a C minus C plus, that's because I like playing games. But as a person that is looking at a show overall, and I remember me saying it, I'm gonna post me and Don's live stream here later on tonight. But I was like, yo, is that it? And I don't say that. I don't. Because I was in there, me and Don was talking I'm like, look, I can see right now there's PlayStation stands that's going to, well, I didn't even say stands. I said there's PlayStation fans that's going to be up in arms right now because they're showing all these indies. But I told Dark what they were going to do. I told him. Now, I thought that they were going to show a little bit more advertising because they have all these shows going on, but they still showed it. I told them that they were going to do VR. They had no choice but to show VR. VR isn't selling to the expectations that they set. And indies, even though a lot of people keep talking about like indies doesn't matter, that was something that got PlayStation 4 over until they got to the point to where they kind of dropped the bomb and hit everybody with their true greatness with all those games that they were waiting for to be developed in 2017, 2018, and 2019. Well, 2018, 2019. There's no faith in them no more. Anybody that's thinking logically, look at what they showed you. And I won't even go even deeper in this shit. This is messy mega to the next degree. This Xbox show is going to be legit. Thankfully, because of Redfall. I think that Redfall, because Bob, when you were saying like, no, let's not say no, I will say it. Redfall was the saving grace for Xbox to not fall on their face. Because I think because they thought the ABK deal was going to happen, Redfall was going to come in, they was going to come in light. They were going to still show what was in the same year and things of that nature, maybe show a little this and that, and then keep it pushing. Redfall put a fire under Phil's ass, and everybody's ass is going to be on fire because of it too. I don't want no fuck ups. None. Not one. This is going to be the show of shows here. And because of that, even when that show is over with, and I know that when you was making the point of saying, well, you need to hit up Jeff Keighley and say, I think Jeff Keighley, because he's so tight with Sony, is like, man, let me show a little bit of this. Let me show some of of Kojima's stuff, this thing here, maybe Promagna, all this stuff. If Xbox does the job that I think that they're going to do, it ain't going to matter what PlayStation shows at the show. Because Xbox is still going to be showing shit. Nintendo's going to be showing stuff. There's also going to be third-party stuff that's going to get people's attention as well. Mm-hmm. PlayStation had their opportunity. And big shout out to Pred, right? Nobody else that I heard talked about what Pred said last week. No one. And Pred said, Ham Solo brought it up a little bit, but not into the full degree of what Pred said. And Pred said, look, for PlayStation to be coming out here first, maybe they don't have anything to show. That's not Sony. That is not them. And when you get rid of the legends like Andrew House and Brian Boy and all the rest of the legends that passed, that moved on, right? That retired or whatever the case may be.
Gee, why did they move on, bro? Why?
Bro.
Because they were going in a direction they didn't want them to go.
Listen, I said this back in 2018, 2019, right?
Dude, that's what I'm quoting from, what you said, bro.
Yeah,
I am.
Right. And I'm saying it now to maybe people can understand this. I said you can't have turnover. Look at what happened with Xbox with the turnover with Don Matrick to Phil Spencer and how long it's taken for Xbox to get out of this rut. You don't think that the turnover that's happened with PlayStation isn't happening right now? You're now seeing officially Jim Ryan's PlayStation. You're seeing it.
First Jim Ryan show. The first Jim Ryan show.
The first Jim Ryan show. You're seeing it. This is it, Jack. And now because he is, if you're telling me I'm lying, please prove to me that I'm lying. Because the same thing that where PlayStation would make them have everybody on their coattails is something that Xbox has stopped. Because if the games that they showed on this show that came yesterday, those games would have been exclusive to PlayStation. Those third parties would have been PlayStation exclusives or timed exclusives, which would have made that show look 10 times better. That shit's out of there. Phil Spencer and Xbox and them has said, no, we're cutting the fat. We're not playing that shit with you no more. We see what you've been doing, and we're going to put our money up to stop it. And like you said earlier, well, yes, sir. Go ahead.
Don't worry, man. You know what we got? You know what we got on PlayStation? Foam Stars.
Foam Stars, baby.
I'm about to get to that. Don't worry about it. It's my time now. I'm about to get to it.
Yo, hold on. What did 108 Dragons? What did Lemon say? The ponies out there, they ain't popping collars, they popping bubbles right now.
Yeah. we got a split.
These stands is popping foam. Listen.
A Splatoon knockoff is not going to be any good.
Listen, bro. This is when you have a defeatist attitude. I gotta go to our boy King Thrash. I gotta find it.
Oh, dude, did you see my answer to his tweet? I folded him.
Yeah. Because then he changed it up and he said, "This is the question. This is when you know that there's defeat amongst the Stan Nation." He said, "Question. So if the Xbox show doesn't have a game that matches up with Spider-Man, Metal Gear Solid 3, Phantom Blade, Sword of the Sea, MG16. I guess he meant Final Fantasy 16, and Street Fighter 6. What y'all going to do, bro? I just bought the Ultimate Edition of Street Fighter 6 for Xbox.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? I've already made it clear I'm not buying Final Fantasy 16 because the developer wanted to lie about history and leave out my people out of, my ancestry out of that history. You can kick rocks. I don't want your game. Fuck you. Phantom Blade, that's still up to discussion. We'll find out. That's going to be a plus for PlayStation if it's only on the PlayStation console. We know it's going to come to PC. That's already been established.
And I know that's where you're going to play it, bro.
Where I'm going to play it. That's where
you got that beast rig, man.
Yeah, my 40 series is already chewing at the bit. It's salivating like, nigga, are you going to turn me on for that? Yes, sir. When that drops, I'm going to have you going to put that work in for me. I can't wait. And then you talk about Metal Gear Solid 3. Brother, that is a multi-plat. Sword of the Sea looks cool. Sword of the Sea looks cool. There's no question. Matter of fact, that developer owes
but I wouldn't doubt if that goes to Xbox eventually too.
Exactly. So again, 90%. I'll even take it less. 80% of what was shown on that show is coming to Xbox or going to another platform, and 90% of that stuff is going to, 95% of that stuff is coming to a platform that I have. This was the reason why I was debating about getting a PlayStation 5. Not because I want to be an Xbox-only gamer type of bullshit. It's just the fact that I knew that if PlayStation was smart, that they would start putting their games on the PC day and date. And I want to play their games at the highest level that I possibly can. But I'm not going to pay $70 for your console, and I'm not going to pay $550 for your console because of it. It ain't happening. Just like Fred said, hey, get a Steam or Epic, whatever them things are called, and so we can go ahead and we can start buying our games off of your store. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need to do. It's the smart, logical thing. And I won't have no problem with paying your $70 because I'm not investing $550 for your console. So I look at it as like, okay, I'm killing one thing, but I'm still supporting my gaming habit. No, y'all want to sit there and be hard-headed. That's fine. That's on you. Because you know what PC gamers do? I'm not one of those gamers, but there's plenty of PC gamers that will go ahead and will find a way to get that and play that without paying for anything.
Oh yeah.
And so you keep on playing that game. All right, cool. We'll just get a PlayStation 4 emulator. If you drop that on PlayStation 4, we gotcha. You know what I'm saying? That they find a way. It's not so. It's be smart.
That's
and that's
the thing about an open platform, man. People can
what
find a
open
way to
platform
do
is.
shit
The
like
Wild
that.
West. It's the Wild West. So again, overall, Spider-Man 2. It was very entertaining to see. I enjoyed seeing what I saw with Spider-Man 2. But if somebody, but if PlayStation was like, we're gonna put that on PlayStation 4, I wouldn't look at it sideways because the game didn't look that significantly better than its previous iterations.
Well, dude, not only that, man, like think about scalability. We talked about that before this generation, and it's incredible like what can be done. You look at like some of the games that came out on Xbox, on the series consoles, that was also playable on the launch day Xbox One, and it's like, holy crap, like. So in terms like that, I don't see how Spider-Man couldn't be a PS4 game. You know, no, Spider-Man 2. I couldn't see it.
Right, but I could see it. And so when you look at games that I've been looking at, I remember showing gameplay to a game like what was it, Towers of Alabara?
Can't you guys say that about Redfall? Like,
say what about Redfall?
Yeah, Redfall.
Could you say that Redfall would be on
game.
On an Xbox
I thought
One?
Redfall was going to eventually come to come to Xbox One. I thought, is it not?
I mean, that's the thing. Both of these companies aren't really doing what they said they were going to do this generation with when it comes to putting games out that would only run on that specific console.
The main thing that they wind up doing is putting it on cloud. Like a lot of those games that are quote unquote series console only, the only way you're really getting them on the Xbox One is through cloud.
Right. And so again with Redfall, with all the shortcomings.
Well, that's the thing. You could still play Redfall on Xbox One if it's not that demanding of a game that you can play it on Xbox One.
Hold on, wait. Now hold on. Now let me. I agree, but let's just put this in perspective. Look how bad the optimization and them putting that game on just the Xbox Series consoles was at launch. Think about what that game would be like on Xbox One.
It would
be
hold on, it would be the same as Series X, but it would be in 1080p. It would be a lower resolution.
Bro, that thing would be probably 480p something. Yeah, it'd be bad. It'd be bad. So again, listen, Redfall. That's the thing. Why I'm looking at it like Redfall. If people want to put their straw in their hat and be all about what Redfall's shortcoming, it's just like what somebody was saying to me on Twitter today, and they were talking about what about Redfall? What about Redfall? You tell me one publisher in the gaming industry that bats 1,000. Everything that they drop is hot. Everything that they got is fire. There is not a misstep. There's not a bad game. There's nothing. Nintendo does make missteps. The Pokemon game made that very clear.
Monolith Studios.
Listen here. Okay?
Monolith.
We're not going to talk about Pokemon. Okay. All right.
Listen. If you want your legs beat, if you want this Winnie roast to happen right now, then we can get it started. But I'm trying to be lenient with you.
Let's go, big boy. Let's go.
I'm a lenient God right now because I'm not. I'm saying, but I don't want. Listen, I will keep what I kill right now.
Let's go. Let's do this.
All right. So, okay. What publisher, sucker, out there? Because I can't wait to stuff that big ass chipmunk face of yours and put it up right on my shield. What publisher has bat 1,000, has not had any games that launched? I love you, Dark, but you can get this work. What publisher has not had a downtime? Which publisher? Tell me, please. Let me know. What?
You said publisher, right? Oh,
I said publisher.
It's like a publisher.
Yeah, this ain't studio. I said publisher.
Ooh.
Come on now, time's ticking. We got other stuff to talk about.
Had a downfall?
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hasn't had a downfall.
That hasn't had a downfall? Oh, well.
Yeah.
Microsoft Game Studios.
Microsoft Redfall is a Microsoft Studio game. Come on, bot. No, they fail.
Dude, you didn't hear me. I said Warner Brothers at first. So.
I did hear you say Warner Brothers, but I'll try to save you. There
is none. That's my point. There is none.
That's my point. So listen, let's just take it and listen. PlayStation fans succumb to the throat needle. PlayStation is not the same as what it used to be back from the PlayStation 2 great era, or even if you want to go as recent as PlayStation 4. That shit is gone. They made a change into a different direction that you aren't going to like. That is the fact.
And we see it with the money trail too, man. You see it trending. It's trending more towards games as a service. Most of their money is going that direction.
Bro, they dropped a game that was third extinction. I'm sorry, Helldivers 2. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, it looked like a sequel to Second Extinction.
He said third extinction. He said third extinction. Oh, no.
Like a sequel to Second Extinction. So I was
he
like,
said third extinction.
So Helldivers 2 is Game Pass fodder. Only thing you would play, you would put bugs on that bitch instead of putting dinosaurs.
Yep.
Okay, I'm with it. Starship Troopers, do it. But put the over-the-shoulder game. Stop it. Game Pass fodder. That should be a PSN Plus title, son.
Day one, baby.
What are you talking to me? What are you saying to me? And how far is Square Enix falling off the cliff? How far? How far?
K-Mega, we got foam stars though, bro.
That's what I'm saying. How far is stuff? Listen, I love Square Enix. Trust me. So it hurts when I have to stick them in the stomach and tell them, shh.
Hold on, no, you love what Square Enix made in the past, bro. Like,
bro, no. Man, I'm playing Forspoken. I'm going through this. I'm going to beat Forspoken before the heat. I'm playing the shit out for Forspoken. Is getting pretty goddamn fun now.
I mean, Square Enix does have some good games, but yeah, they have fallen pretty far.
Square Enix,
for the most part, they live off their legacy, man. That's what they do.
From the video that I made talking about Persona was niche, which Persona was niche at the time, to compare it to the mighty Final Fantasy, that is so far away from now. From what Square Enix has become, because Final Fantasy looks like Devil May Cry. It doesn't look like anything from traditional what people were trying to follow and try to be behind and try to do the same thing of what Square Enix was doing with the Final Fantasy franchise. They're trying to follow what Capcom is doing because they're being successful right now. They have no identity. If this game does not sell well, if Final Fantasy 16 does not beat Final Fantasy 15 or even surpass Final Fantasy Remake, there's only one more game that could save them. I said this on the live stream today, and that is Kingdom Hearts 4. And I don't even know how that's going to be. They're not the same. And Sony doesn't even need to buy them because they're swap meat sellers. They sell. Swap meat sellers. That's it. They don't care. They sell themselves for nothing, man. They're cheap hookers now. No, bro, they're cheap hookers now. Listen, you can't make. Listen, Square Enix is one of the GO legacy publishers or studios out there. Well, publishers. And you mean that? Yeah, well, they used to be. And you follow behind Splatoon? You follow Nintendo? This is what Square Enix was been reduced to? It's a travesty. PlayStation isn't the same. I've lost faith, complete faith. If you want to hear more, check GRG tomorrow night. I promise you, it's even going to be worse.
Not only that, K-Mega, if you have the ability to, you might want to share the link for the stream earlier today on your channel. Yeah. Maybe share that in the chat. People can grab that and check it out after the show, because it was a really good show. And you a lot of the things you were saying, it was all coming out live earlier today. And
K-Mega didn't predict shit. Get out of here.
Wait till I hit your ass up with that. But no,
wasn't it Dark Optimus who predicted that they were going to show, movie / TV on the showcase, and hardware? Dark was over there.
He was
the one, man.
He was telling me that it wasn't happening, but I just think overall, like my last point though on this.
Okay,
is
because
that-
then I gotta hit these super chats, and people are getting mad at me
you gotta
about
hit
it.
'em.
Yo.
The show itself, was a major step down for people who have been waiting 2 years for this. Now, what PlayStation has done, because they're so cocky and arrogant, they're gonna have people that were over here clowning Xbox gamers saying, "Oh, you're gonna wait for E3. Now you're gonna wait for Summerfest show, the Jeff Keighley Summerfest
Summer
show.
Game Fest, baby.
So, yeah, and now you're going to wait for Tokyo Game Show. Now you're going to wait for VGAs. Now you're waiting for
absolutely.
PSN.
A mystery
Now you're
PlayStation experience somewhere.
Right, PlayStation experience. Now you're going to be waiting for. So join
Listen,
the club,
we're gonna
man.
we're gonna take the
club.
slogan that King said on ILP.
hold-
All right, we're gonna hold the line.
You
Oh,
better, you
goodness.
fans better hold the line, and then you hold the line so hard that for you gamers out there that are the problem that will play Spider-Man 2 in 30 frames per second mode because you want them 4K visuals. I want you to hold that same energy and say, I'm the problem. I'm the gaming simp because 30 frames per second should never be here. But because I love Spider-Man so much, I have to play it day one. Oh my
Absolutely.
God, this slander is delicious. I can't wait. Let's go.
Yeah.
Absolutely gonna play.
Guys,
the
I
30th.
know, a couple people have been waiting for the super chats, but when you're hearing rants like this, you can't just cut in, man. You gotta let the emotion flow. You gotta, see exactly where we're going, and I'm actually happy I waited, man. I'm happy I waited, but yes. There are super chats. Yo, guys, it does indeed work. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man. He has a couple here. The first one, talking about Jim Ryan. He said, Jim Ryan did not look happy with the games. Did you see his face? Now, are you talking about at the end of the show? Or did he make an appearance afterwards? Because I feel like at the end of the show, he was just really concentrating on reading the teleprompter. That's what it looked like. He was like burning a hole in it with his eyes, man. But and then Sir X-Man says PS5 exclusive bubble making game got a towel. And when he said that, the only thing I could think of was if they got like a collector's edition or something, and it came with like a hand towel. Yeah,
Great.
that'd be insane. That would be insane. And
all the ponies would be jerking off that freaking
into
towel.
it, into the towel, right?
Into the towel, yeah.
Oh. Anyway, yo,
Keep that picture in your mind. Yeah.
No, I'm trying not to think about it, but you keep telling me to think about it. And shout out to Face23, Brooklyn, New York, for hitting up that super chat. He says Insomniac already stated Spider-Man 2 is PS5 only. Yes, we know that, but why?
Right.
But why though?
Oh,
What
shit.
do you
Oh,
see?
shit.
What do you see from the game that says, you know what? This is only PS5. Let's
That
be
super
real.
fast SSD that can only run one game.
Oh.
Apparently,
That's not answering me though.
Apparently Ratchet and Clank is the only
What
game that
have we
you can work
seen?
on.
What have we seen from the gameplay that states that game can only be made for this current gen? Yeah, see, crickets. Look at that, crickets.
Only ask this question: does Spider-Man 2 seem to have the same type of leap graphically that Horizon Forbidden West does compared to
No.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
I think
if
it has a minute leap, but it's not as
Yeah,
big
no,
as-
it's definitely better.
Well,
I think
okay,
it looks
so
good.
No, it looks better. But if it doesn't have that same type of leap, the question is that, well, Horizon Forbidden West looks so damn good, amazingly good. But that game was still on PlayStation 4, so why couldn't Spider-Man 2? Because it doesn't have that
I
same
mean, that's a
type
good
of
question.
leap.
I mean, we have
Yeah.
to really wait until the game actually comes out and see.
No, we don't.
The game's gonna come out in a couple of months or early next year. So I mean, we
We ain't gotta wait. We already know the answer. They just want
we
you to
know
buy
the
PlayStation
answer.
5 with their headphones.
I just want to let Sir X-Man know, Sir X-Man, I all your super chats are accounted for, bro. I just looked at everything and saw what it amounted to and all that good stuff. I said all the super chats, brother.
Was he mad about it?
He was like, I had one from like the beginning of the show, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I understand that, and I get to him when I can, but sometimes sometimes I transition to the next person before I hit the super chats, and I'm like, but I'm not gonna I do my best not to interrupt you guys and everything like that, and I do get to him though. All right, Sir X-Man, I get to him, bro. So let's see. We got time for one more topic. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. We can talk about how people are talking about what Xbox needs to do now for their showcase, and kind of like we can cover that topic, or we can talk about we touched on it very briefly just now, but a lot of people are saying that when it comes to Spider-Man, first off, people are talking about the FPS, which again, I don't know why, because in a traditional fashion, for this generation, we know this as the 4K or 60 generation. Like, if you want the game in 4K, you play the mode on 4K, but you get 30 frames per second. If you want 60 frames per second, then you're going to get a resolution downgrade to play it at 60 frames per second. It's not 4K and 60 this gen. It's 4K or 60. All right? But, people were talking about how the game looks like it's 30 frames, and they were talking about, again, like, the game in terms of looks and everything, what makes this game, like, this generation only. So it's one of those two. Are we going to talk about, like, what Xbox needs to do here, or are we going to talk more about Spider-Man? It's up to you guys.
I want to talk about what Xbox needs to do.
Okay, that's one.
Personally, for me.
Yeah, I want. Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much across the board. So we're going to go in because, with this whole thing, a lot of people are actually kind of shocked. Me too, when it came to Sony's show, because I believe that they would even fake it until they make it when it comes to their show. Like, teaser trailers for games that are really far off, but they try to make it sound like it's really soon, stuff like that. And, I was surprised that we didn't really get a lot of that at this show. So people are now saying, what Xbox needs to do. It's Xbox's time. They can't screw up and all this good stuff, and they got to go all in. I feel they got to go all in, but I don't think it has anything to do with Sony for me. I think they have to go all in on this show for their consumer base and kind of like everything they've gone through within recent history and really give an awesome, like, grand slam home run show for the consumer base. But let's go to Fuzzy again. We started with Fuzzy, so Fuzzy's going to get the first of the last topic here. So with PlayStation Showcase out of the way, and we know exactly what they showed, and now people are looking towards the Xbox Showcase. What do you think they need to do here for people to really come out and say, you know what, Xbox had a crazy show? Like, PlayStation what? PlayStation who? It's all about Xbox right now with the show that they had. What would they need to do for that, man?
I put a quick list together before the PlayStation show was announced, and the two main things that I wanted to see right off the rip are like the release date, and I think we're going to get this at least for one of these. I just want to see the release date for Forza Motorsport and possibly Hellblade 2, because rumor has it may be at the end of this year as well.
That's a pretty good rumor right there, man. Just saying.
Those two, give me a release date on them. The other stuff you could say release year or something like that, but those are the two main ones. And then just updates on some of the stuff that they've shown in the past, like Perfect Dark, Fable, Avowed, Everwild if it's ready. I know they had to go through a soft reboot on that one. But State of Decay 3, although I know they're still hiring for some technical positions and stuff like that, so I figure maybe a vertical slice or maybe just early renderings and things like that. Contraband, because last time I think we just got the CGI kind of like not really a slideshow, but like a rendering kind of thing. And then Indiana Jones. Let's see. Maybe some gameplay, even if it's CGI or just like in-engine stuff. Those games, I just want to hear or at least see some sort of update, like gameplay if possible, in-engine or CGI if they have to, just to kind of give us some more info, because I think the big thing is Indiana Jones. I don't know if it's first person or third person. I think we've been hearing first person. Then again, that's because Machine Games usually does a first person game. And then the big ones for me that I want to see, and they've been rumored. Jez has talked about them. Phil has even mentioned a couple of them. But I want to see Project. I think it's Midnight, which is Compulsion's game.
Yeah,
that's
the one I'm
that's kind of
excited.
like in Louisiana with dark
the
magic and
voodoo,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah. So
I'm hyped for that. I hope they show that. Oof.
Yeah, I really would like to see what that one's about, and hopefully we get to see it. It's been talked about a couple of times. I think Phil said he's played an early rendition of it or whatever, but hopefully we get to see something of that. And then I think Project Cobalt is the one from In Exile. That's that steampunk. I can't remember if it's third person or first person, but considering if they're doing more of like a third person version of like their Wasteland style type of game, that would be pretty cool to see. That one, I think they've made some posts on Twitter and showed that like when all the studios were showing some of the stuff that they were working on, there was like applause for that game or something like that. So I'd really like to see that. And then the other one I kind of hinted about, like Kojima earlier with the PlayStation Showcase. I think Overdose, that game that kind of got leaked a little bit last year or something. I think that's the one that we get. That's kind of like a cloud game or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the case, because some of the stuff looked interesting as far as the screenshots and whatnot. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to see it. I know they said at the last showcase that it may not be ready for some time, but Kojima's known to kind of make a showing of some of the stuff sometimes, or at least sneak peeks of stuff early on.
Kojima likes being in people's ears and in people's conversations. So he doesn't like to stay stagnant for a while. He'll come up with something to show people, so this way they say his name more. That's how I figure with him, man.
Yeah, so that's just my short list. I mean, there's a ton of third party things I would like to see, but it would be awesome if we get this. Well, it's not really third party, but there is a rumor floating around now that there is a studio helping Xbox with Killer Instinct. Fingers crossed, maybe NetherRealm or maybe Bandai Namco and I forget the name of the other one that does Blaze Blue and what do you call them? Guilty Gear. I forget the name of the studio, but I think there's some sort of group working now on Killer Instinct. Supposedly, there was that Wu-Tang game that we heard about like a year or so ago. Hopefully, that's still coming
that's
along.
still in development. Yeah,
and then it would be awesome if we got to see something like Splinter Cell on Xbox's stage, considering that's where it kind of got its start. Ubisoft said they're working on something, but Ubisoft doesn't seem to like releasing games lately, other than hopefully, fingers crossed, Assassin's Creed comes out in time. But that would be nice to have Splinter Cell make a debut on Xbox's stage. But those are just the short list of things. There's a ton of other stuff, but I think half of that list would just demolish the PlayStation show. Actually, probably 3 titles from that list would demolish the PlayStation show. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, I got you, bro. And shout out to Face23 hitting up that super chat one more time. And he said they need to show games running on the Series X and not PC. You know what? I hear you, Face. Even though, with Xbox, the Xbox platform, they do talk about PC as well. But I hear you on that. And I got to ask you, Face. Dude, were you really upset at the PlayStation Showcase when they were showing like trailer after trailer and all you saw was not actual gameplay, gameplay on PC, not actual gameplay? Now, I'm just wondering if you were upset about that as well, because I can see what you're saying. Xbox comes in and shows the gameplay running on the console. It is definitely better than the PlayStation Showcase from yesterday. I think that's what you're trying to hit at, right? I hope so, man. What did you think about the not actual gameplay on the showcase, man. Let me know in the chat. Let's see. Let's go to Pred on this one. We'll leave Dark for last night on here. So, Pred, we're talking about what Xbox needs to do, and you seem to be the Swami, the fortune teller here on next podcast. So what do they need to do, man? We saw a PlayStation showcase. What does Xbox need to do now? Is it just show up? Don't say that though. Don't say just show up, because that's not no.
Oh, I can't say that. Microsoft has put themselves in a position a few times where they could have just gone in and just just killed it, and they fucked it up. Whether it's Craig or Crackdown 3, or they come, something always happens with their showcase and it gets received wrong, or it's just not done very well. And this is an opportunity with especially after what happened with Redfall and having Phil on the stage or in the interview, pissed off, stuff like that. Continue that momentum of being upset and go in for the kill shot, right? This is the opportunity for you to just say fuck it. We're gonna go ahead and put that boot on their throat and just fucking just put Sony in a fucked up place right now by having a great fucking show. I'm not gonna sit here and dictate everything they think they should show, because obviously they have a lot they could show, because we still haven't. We need updates for a whole bunch of shit that he just listed. So
dude, can I see Contraband? Am I the only one that wants to see Contraband?
I don't even know what Contraband is.
Yeah, I must do.
So,
let's see what Contraband is before we talk about.
Well, it's supposed to be a vehicular kind of escape,
a more serious just cause type of game.
Kind of like that. I think when it comes to Contraband, it's like stealing relics and kind of getting away with it and stuff. It sounds really original, man. I want to see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. A lot of stuff like Contraband, Avowed. We don't know what some of these games even are yet. And so, update us, show us what they are, show us some gameplay, show us some CGI. Those games, you've announced, I want to see Fable. I think if they actually show some gameplay of Fable, that would be fucking amazing, even though I think they're pretty far off from that right now.
I think that's closer than you think, bro. We
don't know. I don't want to play the fucking Swami over here and be like, oh yeah, that's coming. We just don't know what these games are yet and what they're going to be. Because we haven't seen anything but an announcement or a screenshot of the name, So show us more of those games, and I think some of that stuff they're gonna kind of hold off on. We may not see Contraband, we may not see Indiana Jones yet, even though I think this will be a good time to show Indy, because there's movies coming out here, and I think in June or July. So show it, show the game now, even if it's a little bit off. Show the game now if you got anything to show of that game. To kind of not just hype up the movie, but actually hype up the game. Obviously, we're gonna see Starfield. That's I just
dude, it's got its own half-hour show.
Exactly. I don't want Starfield to be discussed during their
great
point.
Show. Great point.
Save that space for their own event, like you guys have been playing, like they've been playing the whole time. Let that event be on its own. Don't even mention it. Even though I do know, they're gonna have, I know they're gonna have a custom controller and console for that game. I'm gonna be queued up, ready to fucking go and buy that bitch, because I already think I know what it looks like. So I'm already ready to go for that shit.
Well, we already know what the controller looks like for Starfield.
Yeah, well, remember they had that screenshot years ago, and they had the guy with the box, and he had a watch and everything like that. If they do a marketing deal with I don't know, Samsung, and get a Samsung Starfield watch, I'm there. I'm getting that shit day fucking one. I will never open that box, but I'm gonna probably wear that watch. And that shit was sitting on a shelf in a closet in a dark cave somewhere for 10 years, and I'll sell it for $10,000 later. So yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm hyped about the Starfield show, but that's a completely different event. I do think Microsoft needs to come out and just show updates on everything that they have out already to some degree. I know there's some stuff they probably just ain't ready yet, that they're still cooking somewhere. Tease us with something like Perfect Dark, but tease us with something that we weren't expecting, right? I know they don't typically do that, and K Mega hates when I say this, but I know they got a lot of shit they could catch us up on, but I tease us with if they do maybe 2 teasers, even if the game's well off, 1 or 2, I'll say 2, but one but it's got to be a big title though. maybe an old title that we haven't seen in a while, or maybe it's a partnership with another company like Splinter Cell or something, or this probably won't be like people been asking for a Conquer reboot. People been asking for like all the stuff we've been asking for, we've never gotten. So like even if it's like Record and it's like more up to date modern. I like Record. I know some people didn't, but I thought Record was actually a really good game. Like something like that, another another Cuphead, like that bring that out, if that's out there available. Like, but I do think they need to bring something out that we've not seen. 1 or 2 titles. That's all I'm asking for. Just to kind of like, even if it's just a teaser of that.
Dude, we might be getting two titles just from Double Fine alone. Did you see what they put on Twitter? They put a whole list of games that are in Game Pass from them, and then they had 2 black boxes with question marks next to it, and it said, "And more to come soon."
So
I think they're planning for a huge show, bro. I really do.
I really think with like I think K Mega said it, Redfall, the situation of Redfall, like might have not saved Xbox, but like I don't know how he worded it, but like that was actually good for them because it kind of like lit a fire in their ass, like maybe we need to do something different, because the thing is when Microsoft plays it safe and they play the same role every time, it's like whatever. But when they've come out and surprised us with some shit we weren't expecting, it's made waves.
They caught a wave. Like, they catch waves when they do that, man. You're right.
Yeah, because like when they announced like the Series X, it was a complete shock to everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, people were talking about that for how long afterwards, man? Holy crap.
Yeah, it just like everyone was like just in shock. No one knew it was going to happen. They knew, but like no one else.
I don't even think Keeley knew.
No, Keeley didn't even know. He had no idea. Yo, from what I heard, Xbox actually approached him with something different than what they put on the live show. So this way he didn't ruin it.
Yeah. So because he'd have leaked that shit anyway. But yeah, so like anytime they come out with some kind of shock and awe situation and just like
it works.
Yeah, it works. Even like Hi-Fi Rush. Like I think that game, because it wasn't talked about, even though I played a little bit of it, I think it's a good game. But like I think it got a little bit more hype.
Hi-Fi Rush is excellent.
Yeah, I think it got more hype out of it because it was a shadow drop. And everybody's like, "Oh, what is this? This is a new game?"
Agreed.
What? And they played it. And
agreed.
like, "Oh, it didn't get time for someone to trash it and talk shit about it before it came out."
That's a fact.
It's like everyone's like, "Oh, it's a new game out. They shadow dropped this game. Let's go try it out." And everyone tried it out and liked it. The thing is, when you try games, you not sat here and let people discuss and argue with you about and tell you it sucks. And you actually play it. It ends up being a good game because your mind's not already like been regulated that way where it like you're already taught it's gonna suck. Like you just play it because it's new and it's fun and you have a good time playing it. But like had that game been announced and then like 2-3 months later it came out, between that time it got announced to the time it actually came out, it would have been trashed the whole time. And there's probably 30% of the people out there would have never played it, especially if you had to pay for it. They would have never tried it out. So that shadow drop shit, it's great for them. I think it works very well for them, and it's like I almost think they should do that more often.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially
than not,
their backbone is Game Pass, so it doesn't you don't have to fully market like every single game, and you know what I'm saying, kind of go crazy before it releases. You can release it, let people know, and then over that time also promote it up, and it's already available. So if somebody sees the promotion, they can just go right over and play it. It makes sense with Game Pass, yeah.
I do think one thing that will come out of that, we will get a demo for Forza. I think we should. I think we'll get a demo for Forza.
Don't tease me and Fuzzy like that, bro. Don't do it.
It'll be one of those situations where they've always done this though, with Forza, right?
They always come out with a motorsport demo,
and it's available now for download, and you can play. You can try it now. So I think that'll happen now, and and then they'll release it in 2025.
Screw you, Fred. Yo, Fuzzy, you don't understand. They mess with me all the time because I said how concerned I was about the launch of Forza Motorsport and how I want it as soon as possible. So they keep telling me like so many years before it comes out, man. It actually started with my son. My son did it first, and then these guys just went nuts with it, man. I don't know.
No, worst case, I could see it coming out early next year, but I kind of agree with Craig because I thought that they were going to do like a shadow drop for the demo. Like that to me makes sense because like he said, they've done stuff like that in the past. It's like, oh, here's the car on the cover. Here's all the bells and whistles. Oh, by the way, play it today. The demo for like the first 30 minutes of what you can do in the game type of thing. That would be awesome. But
the one thing I will say I think they need to do though is give us dates for this one. I think and I know that we hate hearing delays and stuff like that, and most people stop putting dates out and give you time frames and stuff like that. But like we need to know at least what's coming out between now and October. I'm sorry, now and December. Give us dates for those games if you have them ready. The stuff that comes out next year, maybe January, February, you don't have to do that shit yet. But stuff coming out between now and the holiday, like even if it says holiday, I can kind of work with that. But if you can give me a date, like okay, and I know there's other politics that go involved why they don't do that anymore. Because sometimes they're trying to, especially with Microsoft, because they have Game Pass and they have other titles coming out, and so I think they will kind of stagger release dates around other things sometimes when they think it's going to sell better. As a marketing ploy, you kind of have to do that. When is the best time to put this game out? Because we want it to release when people are going to actually buy it and or play it, and because that's their metric now, who's playing the game. So if they release it the same day, I don't know, a Call of Duty, which actually may be on their stage too. There should be a Call of Duty coming out this year, right? Mm-hmm. Right?
I mean, one comes out every year, man. Come on.
Oh yeah. Call of Duty's coming. Yeah. That was what's so shocking that it wasn't at the Sony stage, but that might answer some questions too. Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah. So, I think, give us some dates to some things, if you can, specifically like anything coming out this year. Give us a time frame. I think they really use that because I think that's one of the balls that Sony dropped on their end. But they didn't have a lot of stuff coming out this year anyway. So, and they didn't give us a date for the one game they do have coming out. So they gotta kind of narrow that down a little bit. And I know there's gonna be other shows this year too, but this is their show, especially the Starfield show. Give us a beta date for that if they're gonna have one. An opportunity to sign up for it or something like that. I think that will come during this show because that comes out. Well, they don't have a date for it yet, do they?
Yeah,
they got
September.
They nailed down a date.
You said Starfield?
Yeah, they gave us a date.
Yeah,
for that, right?
Yeah,
September 6th.
September 6th.
Yeah, give us a beta.
Is it 6 or I thought it was? I know it's in September.
I know they gave us a date. I can't remember when it was. Yeah. But I mean, let me know. But give it, because like the last show they gave us one. So. But give us a
Viper
beta.
said Call of Duty is not coming out this year. Viper. That would be weird.
They said it was supposed to be like Modern Warfare 23 or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Modern Warfare 2. I mean Advanced Warfare 2.
We're gonna have to look. K-Mega, we're gonna have to look into that, man, because that would be crazy.
I think they said they were gonna skip a year though.
Originally, they were going to skip a year, and then they changed it after their investor call. I kind of thought it was like them kind of getting pissed off at Sony because of the whole, trying to block the deal.
Yeah, September 6th.
So it was a way to wrap up their contract and have it complete by 2024 or something like that. Because if they skip a game, then that...
It's their old.
That's like they could get an extension on the contract or something. But if they produce a game, then they fulfill their obligation and they can say "F you, Sony." So.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if EA is going to have a show or not. I don't know if they've discussed that or not. But I expect to see a couple of EA titles out there too. Because like now that we're not having E3, these other companies now have to find a stage to present on without doing it themselves, like they used to do in the past. So if EA typically does have a show. They'll probably but we'll get into that shit later. But I do expect them to.
Yeah, it's all that Madden money, man. All that Madden money. Yeah. Why not make a show? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they make enough money where they can do their own.
EA,
show,
EA's not having a show this year.
They're not.
Yeah, no, they're not. No.
Yeah, so so people like.
So Madden will be on Xbox's stage then. There we go.
Yeah, and he. yeah, man, that's crazy. I didn't think about it. As I'm talking myself through it, like I don't know who's having a show right now, and so like typically in the past when we had a brick and mortar show, they would buy time on the stages of Microsoft or Sony, and now even if they could do it virtually, they're not doing it. So I still think, especially since a lot of these people didn't show up on Sony's platform, if they're not going to do a show, they'll maybe have something that they want them to present on their stage. And the only place left now is Microsoft's show. So Ubisoft was there on Sony's show with Assassin's Creed, and the EA had their little game, their indie game. But like, I'm sure they're gonna have a stage for Madden.
Yeah, Madden's got to be on a stage somewhere, man.
Yeah, that's a heavy hitter for them. Or even Ubisoft. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they showed Assassin's Creed on Xbox's stage as well, or something else. If they, because typically Assassin's Creed aligns with Microsoft.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
that's how it usually goes. And if they showed on Sony stage, maybe that means they got something else prepared for Microsoft stage.
The other Assassin's Creed game.
Splinter Cell, or yeah.
No, the big open world, the more newer.
Oh, the China.
Yeah.
The China version. Yeah.
You think they released 2 Assassin's Creeds around the same time now?
Not in the same year. They'll probably if they're ready, then they'll do it. Like they'll do one this year and then one next year.
I mean, I can see them spacing them out, like one early in one year and one later at the end of the year.
Now would be the right time to show it. Yeah, to show the new Assassin's Creed after this one is coming out this year, to where they can alternate, because that's exactly what their plans, that their actual plan said that they were going to do.
Thank God, man. Thank God. That makes both K-Mega and Xbot happy, like, because we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. When it comes to Assassin's Creed, like, I like the more traditional ones, and he loves like the newer, kind of like bigger, expansive ones.
You're gonna love it even more because it's only $50. The new.
Go ahead.
Yeah, speaking of that, is this my beautiful Odyssey gameplay?
Yo, I kind of reached back. I wanted to get some nice quality gameplay, for Fuzzy being the guest here, and I did it.
Is this mine?
No, this is mine.
No, that's K-Mega's right there. I still have yours though too, Pred. I might throw that on next week. And we can compare again and see.
Yeah, when I was looking at it, I said, this looks very familiar.
Dude, I got some beautiful Ori gameplay in here as well.
I saw that trash, but go ahead. But we're talking about what mine is.
Ori is a beautiful game, man. One of the prettiest games I ever played.
I'm looking at Ori right now on the screen, so I don't.
Oh.
All right, now first off, I got to shout out Sir X-Man, who hit up that super chat one more time. That's right. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the support. He says he got that Star Trek game and he can't wait to get home. Yo, guys, he is on light duty at work right now, and he is suffering the working gamer's dilemma, where he is at work and he just can't wait to get home because there's just that new shininess. That new game that he wants to play. Yo, shout out to you, bro. You'll get there, man. I know you'll get there. I
actually want to play the game too.
He might have Friday off. You never know. He might be taking a 3-day weekend here just to go crazy in that. And Sir X-Man, dude, why you been ducking me playing golf, man?
Oh.
What's going on?
Oh.
You're
Y'all
not
about. Y'all need to get on that PGA Tour from EA and try that one out.
I'll play the demo, but
that
game's gonna come.
The 2K, I heard it's better.
It's easier.
It is.
From what I hear, it's easier, and that makes it quote unquote better. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, that's what I heard.
But my whole thing is that the EA golf game will eventually be in EA Play. Therefore, it'll eventually be in Game Pass. So I'm not in a rush to pick it up, man. I like 2K. I really like 2K. So. I don't know, but yo, shout out to Sir X-Man, and let's get to Dark. Okay, we're switching it up now. We're talking about the Xbox showcase.
K-Mega and then me, or what?
Yeah, because you said he was last.
Okay.
I mean, I could go.
Guys, you sit down. You sit the fuck down. You sit down. I will let Fuzzy know. Fuzzy, we are going overtime, so if you have to leave at any point in time, man, just let me know. I'm not going to try to. I'm not going to try to tighten the chains or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But K-Mega it's on you now. We will save Dark for last here. Xbox. What do you need to see from the Xbox showcase, man? I guess you could say in comparison. You know,
first, what we need to see is to stop seeing people always biting on their finger and toenails. It's time to have some confidence, people. You know, I mean, listen. If you are an Xbox gamer, now is not the time to talk about. Well, hold on, pause, wait. I mean, come on, guys, fellas, ladies, let's just sit back and let's just take this a little slow.
Lower your expectations, guys.
Expectations. Let's just have a time to let's think about this. If you do not shut y'all's asses up and get hyped for something, you have been indoctrinated and pushed by the stands so hard, and the gaming media, I may add, to make you doubt on something that you enjoy. That's one thing that you got to give credit to Nintendo gamers for PlayStation gamers for. They don't give a shit about what you think. I'm hyped. This is great.
Been trying to say that for years, man.
Exactly. Why is it that we can't come out and say, no, Xbox is dropping? You know why? It's because there's the people that always kind of do this cute. There's names for these people now. I'm not going to say those names, but they always try to get cute and want to be against Xbox to try to pull in that in-between crowd to try to get them people to be on board, then want to sit on Phil's lap when Phil delivers.
Oh, no.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
No.
Xbox, listen, did you just listen to what Fuzzy said? Fuzzy broke shit down. Did you hear what's in this? And of course, my brother Fred, he wishes and he wishes so bad for just a little something, a little trinket. But I have to remind my brother, PlayStation gave us a trinket too. Nobody didn't say this on the show tonight, but PlayStation gave us just a trailer trinket. Has anybody talked about it? No, because nobody knows what the hell that damn game was.
That Concord?
That's why I always say nobody needs to know. We don't need that shit. Give us some.
Are you talking about Concord? You talking about Concord?
Concord.
Yeah,
no.
That shit with the fucking spaceship flying through space and say Concord. That was it.
Concord is. Do anybody know what Concord is? It felt to me like something between Outer Worlds and Guardians of the Galaxy. I have no earthly idea.
It looked like an Atari game commercial, man. That's what it looked like.
It's a fast food delivery service.
Right. They had a juicy burger. That's it. It looked succulent. That's all it was. Right. That was all that you could say. They were filthy. They didn't clean their room, and they had a big ass, nice, juicy burger on the table. I don't want to. If Xbox shows some shit like that, cut it out. I don't want to see just a trailer of nothing. I want to see something that has some gameplay significance. That's it. If you don't have that, then don't show me that game. Now with dates, I'm much more lenient with that because if you show me something and say it's coming out 2024, cool. You're showing me that there's something on the way. Mm-hmm. That's more important than showing me what they show with Concord. I don't want Xbox to ever do that shit again because let's just say, and I said this when I was talking about Killer Instinct 2, well, just show us something because if that, and I'm going to contradict myself here a little bit because if they show it, then that means that they're working on it, right? Mm-hmm. But we knew about the rumors or we know about that game already existing. But for a new IP that we know nothing about, don't show us just some bullshit trailer that's in CG that we know nothing about it because that doesn't wet the palate. That doesn't get people excited. That just says, what the hell was that? Because that's exactly what the PlayStation community said about that game. So,
hold on, real quick. Yo, Christopher Hart.
Your friend's never going to see eye to eye on that
one. Real quick.
Yo,
Christopher Hart. First off, welcome back to the show, brother. It has been a while. And let's see. Second of all, you're talking about Sony's worst show is better than Xbox's best show. Xbox's show last year cremated PlayStation show this year.
Fred, put the work in on that sucker, man. We don't need that. We don't need that trash.
All right, go ahead.
They showed a lot of games. They showed a lot of games that are multiplat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
We all
So-
know
so if
Christopher
that's the
Hart is
case-
very excited for Metal Gear. I know he is, right? Right?
I know he is, right? Yeah. He ain't gonna play it, but you know what I'm saying? Listen, he should. Not one time did I see Christopher Hart talk about synopsis.
Synapse.
I think that's synapsis, or whatever that game is called.
No, Synapse. Trust me, I got you on this one, man.
Is that what's called?
Yeah,
okay,
I got
thank you. Let me be country, because I was like, oh, that shit looks crazy. But
No, we're not
that
gonna let
was
you
the-
be country, damn it.
No, that's fine. Don't let me be country.
Not
Hit me
tonight.
across the head. I'm sorry. Not tonight. Not tonight. But that game looked really good. Out of every game that I've seen through VR, that was the one game that I was like, you know what? I'll buy VR for that one. But it would have to be $250 VR, not $500.
600.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
You
Like
already
I said,
have
150,
PS5,
200. No, I do
PSVR
not.
two,
I
$70
didn't-
games for a $1,000 system. Let's go.
Well. See, what for me was that that's why I was making the comment of saying I was in flux of wanting to get a PlayStation 5 because I've always owned a PlayStation console, but I went ahead and I upgraded my PC and spent 4 times more because I'm just like I just think, like I was just trying to say, like I just think PlayStation just isn't the same for what I knew and loved of PlayStation. Not saying that I don't still enjoy PlayStation games. The company itself, just everything of their thought process, it just isn't the same. And so therefore, that's why I was like, okay, I'll just Xbox, PC, Nintendo. So I still have my PlayStation 4. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'll play stuff on my PlayStation 4, but yeah, I'll always hold on to a PlayStation something, but it's not. But it just ain't gonna be a PlayStation 5. But overall, I think that Xbox just had and I agree with Pred on this part, is that they need to show something new. And I think if they show 1 to 3 things new that nobody is expecting, that's already a win for the show. And if they show multiple things, like if they are showing 3 different games that no one is expecting, that's going to be one hell of a show. Even if one's an indie, the other one's just some, what some people would say a Game Pass fodder, and then the other game is a bigger title, that's still a win. Because a lot of people looked at Hi-Fi Rush as Game Pass fodder. And then that is something that I feel that is right now still should be categorized as a Game of the Year candidate.
Yo, K-Mega.
Yes,
I want to give you a little insight into how
Yes, sir.
right you might be when it comes to this show. And I think Fuzzy's going to know about this, right? Because they recently announced that the cover cars for Forza Motorsport. But not only that, they said that they're going to give a close-up look of the cars at the showcase. But this showcase is so packed that they are doing the single-player campaign 2 days later at a Forza Monthly show. So the show is so packed that they can't even put the single-player campaign for Forza Motorsport into the showcase, and they have to do it 2 days later in a Forza Monthly. Dude, that right there shows you that they got a bunch of shit. And even Phil Spencer said unannounced things.
Unannounced, right? And then also on top of that, we a lot of people gave them good reception for the direct. Phil even brought that up, like, hey, people are liking what we're doing here, and so we're gonna reenact with that, and then we're gonna have a 2-hour. They're gonna have an extra hour show, people. An extra hour show. There is no time for let's just hold in our expectations on this.
Yeah.
Xbox knows. They told us this years ago, right? But when they said, look, the pandemic has set us back, we got this, but I promise you, 2023 is the year. It's 2023. It's the year. So if we go by what they've said and really think about only thing that Xbox has missed on, that they said that what they were going to do and didn't do it, was the VR thing. Now there may be some other things too that Xbox has said that I'm not familiar with right now. So people in the chat or people on the panel, please let me know. But VR is the only thing that Xbox so far that I know that missed on, that they said that they were something that they were going to do and they haven't done. Now, of course, I guess I can also bring up the 60 frames per second stuff that they've always talked about, and then of course Redfall was 30 frames per second, so that's 2 misses.
Yeah, okay.
But everything else show wise, between is they've said it, and so I don't know. I mean, I'm really excited for this show. I bring up the show. I say that that to me that it's a big show on the same scale of 2018. I've had somebody that in the comments that try to tell me that 2018 wasn't all that. 2018 was the standard of Xbox doing shock and awe. Nobody was expecting them to do those getting those studios, acquiring those studios, or even having a game like Jump Force or Dragon Ball Z Fighters or other games, Japanese games, come on stage and be presented. Nobody was not expecting that. And so that to me is like 2018 was a really big year, probably one of Xbox's best E3s in my opinion. I think that this event's going to be on that same caliber because they said 2023 is going to be. Now, if they are wrong and it doesn't hold up, then of course, then I guess we're going to have a double weenie roast. Paul, and I'm going to have a rant of rants on my beloved Xbox platform because this is when you said it's time to deliver. Let's go.
Nice, brother. And real quick, I got to hit up the Super Chats one more time. You guys have been absolutely incredible tonight. Thank you so much for the support. And, of course, when I say Super Chat, I swear it's got to be his middle name. So, Sir X-Man, he says, I love this. He says, Xbox is going to deliver the triple Baconator. Bro, that's like my favorite. Baconator is my favorite. Man, how'd you know? Yo, I love it.
That's a good sandwich.
Love it, man. Yo, you
guys like them arteries clogged, don't you?
No, my fat ass ain't no
actually,
Baconator in
my
over
doctor
a year.
says I'm healthy as shit, bro. Like, so that's
so angry. Jeez, man.
Yeah, why you trying?
And you see people starting to call me Slim Mega. You see this? You see
Bro,
it's coming down now.
You never.
I've seen you.
You never talk about a big man's health like that,
you
man.
are not slim, bro.
But yo,
I don't know. I'm on my way to being slim, bro. It's coming.
Are you on your way? I don't know.
Guys,
Bro,
welcome to the Weight Watchers Gaming Podcast. Yeah.
Slim Mega's on his way, man.
I got to shout out.
I didn't say ripped Mega. I said Slim Mega. That's all I'm saying.
I got to shout out Iron Mike as well, hitting up that super chat. Thank you, brother. Definitely appreciate the support. He said even Xbox's January show shit on the Sony showcase. Mm-hmm. And you're not lying, bro. You're not lying, man. Like, I don't think Christopher or our brother Fahim would agree with you, but you spit nothing but facts, bro. Let's get to Dark on this. Now, Dark, you said that the PlayStation Showcase was an 11 out of 10. You couldn't sleep at all last night because you're just so excited. I do think it was Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean. That was the one. That was the one, right?
He did. That was the one.
Oh shit! I can't believe they came up with that name.
So
looks like a mobile game.
So what can Xbox do to combat such huge bangers that are coming out on the PS5, bro?
Now that you guys are done dick riding fucking Xbox, you guys
he's gonna start dick riding PlayStation. Let's go!
No, man. To be honest, Xbox can't do anything, man. They're done, bro. They're done. They're done. They ain't coming back from this. No.
Dude, half the people in the chat just lit their torches. The other half grabbed their pitchforks.
They're like, I'm coming to California. I'm gonna kill this.
Now we know what he looks like.
We don't even know what he looks like. We've seen him on GRG, but we still don't know what he looks like. No, man, honestly, after this show, they honestly don't
say they don't have to do anything, and do not say that they have to just show up.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say honestly, all they have to do is show games that are coming exclusively to Xbox, and they've already won. at that period. Like if they show 3 or 4 games that are coming only to Xbox, they're done. It's over with. They won this year. Period, with a showcase. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know. Of course, you know they'll show the third party stuff. You know, like Sony has this year. They'll probably, you know, I don't think they're going to spend too much time on third party because I think they have a lot to show, right? Like, I mean, as you guys were saying, you know, I mean, they're even having a show after their show with Starfield, you know, and then they're going to have another show 2 days or a day later with for Forza. Like, I mean,
crazy.
They just have a bunch of stuff, you know.
Dude, it's overflowing. It's overflowing, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, not everything that I want to see from Xbox is going to be probably, you know, there, but, you know, like, I want to see, you know, I do want to see Fable, but I don't think that's going to be there. I want to see Hellblade. I think that'll be there, but I'm not really a huge fan of Hellblade anyways. I enjoy the first one.
I mean, I can't wait to play the sequel this year, so
I would like to see what they do with the sequel and advancing on it. I mean, they've showed us some snippets of that, but I want to see where they really take that sequel, you know, and make it their own kind of thing.
I'll let you know something I was told that the world in the second one, like, it makes the first one look like the smallest indie game. Like, the scope, the land where you travel and stuff like that, absolutely huge, yeah.
Okay. But then, you know, also, you know, for me, I would love to see, like Fuzzy said, you know, since Machine Games is probably them and id Software.
Dude, id.
Those are the two Bethesda. Well, actually, there's also the Tango Gameworks. I like them too. Those 3 right there are the only Bethesda companies that I actually can tolerate and enjoy their games.
You said can tolerate, like they can stay in the room. They can stay.
No, because I can't stand Todd Howard, dude. He always hypes up shit, and it's always a fucking letdown. That's why I can't stand Todd Howard.
Dude, that's kind of how I feel about Mark Cerny. That's weird, bro. That is so weird.
But I mean, I can't stand Mark Cerny, anyways.
Dude, he's creepy, man. He is so creepy.
He looks like the Master Disguises guy, the Dana Carvey. That's what he looks like.
The evil version. The evil version.
Yeah,
like the Pennywise version of Dana Carvey.
Right. But yeah, I think if we see like here's the games that I think if we saw them, I'd be like, okay, I'm coming home.
You're gonna start playing on Xbox again. Oh my goodness, let's hear this. Let's hear it.
It would be Indiana
Jones. Get that contract for him, man. Let's go.
Indiana Jones. It would be Doom. It would be Wolfenstein, and then Fable. Those are the 4 games that I think if they showed those off at this showcase, I'd be like, all right, Xbox has got the stuff, you know.
He's saying Xbox has his wallet when these games come out.
Basically. Yeah, they will definitely have my point if they show off those 4 games. But yeah, I think that at this point, you know, anything that Xbox does is going to get criticized either way, you know. Even if they do what I said, where they show off like 4 or 5 games, or 3 or 4 games that are exclusive to Xbox, people are still going to be like, that conference was trash. Like there's never gonna be a win-win.
You know, Dark, you say that. I gotta ask you just real quick, just real quick, yes or no answer. We can touch on it on a later show or anything, but you know, people have been talking about media bias, and we've been seeing some of the titles.
There's clear media bias right now, dude.
Huh?
There's clear media bias.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you, man. I was gonna ask you that.
No, there's clear media bias because you know why? They just IGN. Freaking all these other companies came out and said, "Oh well, that PlayStation Showcase was really good. It was fantastic. I don't know why people are so upset about it. Don't listen to people who are complaining on Twitter. Like, are you kidding me? Really?
Literally as titles, they were saying that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, they were saying that. And I'm all like, are you freaking nuts? Are you freaking dumb? You know, like they just, I don't know, man. They're so out of touch with everything that has to do with gaming, and that's not even. Yeah, I've literally, man. If Xbox has a crappy showcase and PlayStation has a crappy showcase, the only saving grace that we'll have this year is Nintendo, and that sucks, dude.
That just kind of reminds me of what John Linneman said on Twitter today, like talking about like people hating everything and how and he was like Nintendo's the only one that's like keeping up gaming. Like it was so weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
that shit was weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's some
about
weirdo
that,
shit, cuz what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
it
was.
Don't get me wrong. I you know, a very, very passionate, you know, love for Nintendo, but not to the extent of some of these diehard crazies out here.
The people dedicated to Nintendo are dedicated to Nintendo,
dude. Man. That's wild. I don't understand that. I mean, I prefer PlayStation, but I'm not gonna alienate myself from a game, you know.
That makes sense. All right, man. That's you know, from what I see, we got pretty much through everything. Yeah, I do wanna thank our brother Fuzzy. Fuzzy, we have known you for a long time, man. It has been a blast to get you on here to talk about this. It just lined up perfectly. Your availability with the showcase, all that good stuff, man. Thank you for being on. Yo, I gotta say thank you to the chat as well. You guys have been absolutely incredible. Everybody with the support. Not only that, but like people just, you know, talking about what we're talking about, coming in and having fun for a couple hours, you know, talking about games and stuff like that. It is always a blast. I can't wait to get here, to get in front of the computer every Thursday and do the show for you guys. You guys are absolutely incredible. But, yo, it is the end of the show. And like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And, of course, we are going to start with Fuzzy. Now, Fuzzy, for the most part, man, I really enjoy what Blam does with you and the Shop Podcast. You know, you guys are absolute fire, man. We got to get more recognition.
Thank you.
We got to get more recognition on that show. We got to get more people in there, and because you guys light it up every Saturday, man. It's a great slot, and it's good to have a good show with good gamers there. So not only that, but you're all over the place, man. You're all around the community. you're sharing clips, stuff like that. So now is your time on the shop, man. What do you want to tell people about that you're into? And of course, you got to tell them where they can find you, man.
Just want to thank you guys for having me on. It was a blast talking about the showcase and just shooting the shit with you guys, man. About gaming, you know, my favorite hobby, our favorite hobby. It's always awesome. Just, you know, chilling, talking about this stuff, and looking forward to more games coming out later this year and, you know, next couple of years on these consoles. But you can always find me on Twitter. I'm either rambling or ranting about some sort of game or showing clips or something along those lines, or retweeting some upcoming game things that I'm really hyped for right now. But yeah, just find me on Twitter at Fuzzy_Belvedere. You can also find me on Double Barrel Gaming with Mr. Boomstick on Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. on Friday mornings, and then Xbox Ultimate at 10 p.m. on Fun Speculations channel. And then Saturday is my home at the Shop Podcast at 9 p.m. Well, yeah, because of the time change, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PTK Blam's channel. Look forward to seeing you guys there. And, man, it was an awesome time being here with you guys. Look forward to, my next visit.
Nice. Now, hopefully, I can use Fuzzy right here to be a little fly or a little buzzing in Bam's ear and let him know that, like, every other Saturday I am available if he needs a guest, man. I would love to get on the Shop Podcast one more time. I've been on there multiple times, but man, I swear it like the Blam, the crew, you guys make it feel like a second home, man. And so we got to let them know. I'm just saying. Not only that, this dude Fuzzy, best Gran Turismo 7 clips on Twitter. I endorse them. Okay, so you guys got to check them out there.
He's the only one that does Gran Turismo clips.
I'm a big racing fan. Like, the only reason I don't post as many Forza ones is because I have it go into the external drive, and then I got to go and edit those. And right now, you can only do like 30-second clips or
Dude,
like up to
Xbox,
like a minute. Otherwise,
Xbox,
it's like
Microsoft. They need to go ahead and pay that money and give us our Twitter connection back. I'm just saying, everybody else has. So come on, yo. Seriously.
Yeah.
I miss it, man. It was just so easy. Dude, I would share clips like all day. On my days off when I'm gaming, I did something cool. I just hit, send it to Twitter. Like, and I don't have that no more, man. It's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Nintendo does it. It's like, why isn't it?
Listen, Dark's an instigator too, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. But again, Fuzzy, thank you so much for being on. And as you heard, guys, like I said, he is everywhere. All right. So if you haven't done it yet, definitely follow this man. So next on the list, let's see. We're gonna go. I don't do this often, man, but we're bringing K Mega up to the top of the list for outros tonight, man. You have what seems to be a very explosive show coming up tomorrow with GRG. You got to let people know about that. You have been more prevalent on YouTube and streaming and stuff. So what are you going to tell the people tonight, K Mega?
Nothing. I'll just keep it short and sweet. Come and check out the GRG podcast tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, the Lord's time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Pacific. The Get Roast time.
Get roasted.
Get roasted. Because it's gonna. Yeah. Because I mean,
I might have to pull that front row seat tomorrow. I might have to do that again. Just to listen.
Bro, I held back a little bit. I'm not holding back. Not tomorrow night. So, and we ain't gonna have too many topics. This is gonna be probably one. We got another one, but that's probably it. I mean, because I do want to go in full in on this whole situation, and then just get in, just talk about it, have fun doing it. So I hope you guys will come and check out the GRG podcast tomorrow night. Also dropped a live stream today with Xbot and Ham. So Xbot dropped in and Ham Solo dropped in. Had some really good discussions. And then I'm back to streaming. I did do Fight Night Sunday night, but I didn't like post it out or whatever. I was playing some Street Fighter on both PlayStation. I mean, not PlayStation, but both on a PC and then also on Xbox. It was really fun. I can't wait for Street Fighter 6. But Fight Night Sunday will definitely be there to where everybody can see it going live. Most likely we'll probably play some Dead or Alive or something like that starting off, and then wherever happens, it happens. But ready to do it. And then I might stream some Fortnite Saturday night or whatever, unless somebody wants to do some kind of co-op of Redfall or anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. Devin the Gamer will finally return back next week. So looking forward to doing that and just getting settled after the move.
Nice, brother. And I'm gonna let people in on a little insight here. And I'm gonna let you in on this too, K Mega, because we all know there's been a bet and there's been some talk about a bet between me and K Mega. Yo, Mega. Unfortunately, we didn't get any factions news yesterday because I was planning on, if I won that bet, asking for Street Fighter So this way I would join you guys in, fight night more. Because I know when Street Fighter drops, that's going to be like a main event type thing for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was my plan. But then, of course, Sony screwed it up for me again, bro. They did it again. Yeah.
I should have waited and seen if you. Yeah, but we both would have failed because if you was wrong, then I would have went ahead and you probably would have had to give me Tekken 8 or something like that.
Oh, dude, you would have done that to me? You would have made me buy Tekken, bro. Oh,
yes!
no.
Yes!
That is so messy.
Yes, or an open world Assassin's Creed. You know I'm going to get you.
Oh, damn. He's like, you know what? I'm going to pick the game for you. I'm going to make you buy that stuff that you would never buy yourself. I got you.
Right.
I see.
Right.
I see
or Spider-Man. That's what I get
that
you. The PC version.
That's why you're one of my best friends, bro. That's incredible.
Oh, no, we family, brother.
No doubt.
Much love,
no doubt.
Much love.
All right, man. Let's see. Next on the list, let's get Pred involved in here, man. Now, Pred, for people who don't know, I feel like he is like the best kept secret on next podcast, man. Because like we have him here exclusive, and for some rhyme or reason, I don't have to decide on whether or not like I gotta share him or anything. But yo, Pred, what do you got for an outro, bro? What's going on, man?
Pause.
Nothing at all. You say pause.
See, I wasn't even thinking that way. See, you gotta straighten your mentality, sir. That's what it is, man.
Predator_HOS, man. I ain't been gaming a lot much lately because of work and sleep. But I have been playing a little bit Jedi Survivor, but not a lot. But other than that, I mean, I ain't been doing shit. Just jumping on podcasts when I can and watching fucking shitty ass fucking PlayStation shows. But yeah, I mean, other than that, y'all know where to find me. I'll be on Twitter talking shit, in here talking shit.
Just basically talking shit. Week. Just basically talking shit, man.
Basically talking shit.
Did you read where Viper said? He said GRG is where ponies dies.
Yeah.
He did.
Is that going to be the new slogan, man? Are you going to make a banner for that?
I don't know, man. I mean,
we'll see
Optimus,
how
man,
we'll see how
killed, and so Viper says he's coming back. Dark Sidious, Viperous. He said he's coming back. He said he's keeping what he killed. So you better be ready, man. You might not have to worry about me so much, Dark. I mean, because I think Viper is he's looking for revenge.
Oh,
you shouldn't have let him live.
Yo, Dark, I don't know. I don't know if you're ready for tomorrow, man, but I do know it is time for your outro, bro. So what do you want to tell people about? You've been a streaming maniac, man, and I hope it keeps going because, dude, you have been absolutely consistent, and like your audience is just gonna grow from there, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Unfortunately, you were playing a game that I couldn't watch because I want to play it when I get the extra money to buy it. But dude, what do you want to tell the people?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Anonymous. You can also find me on the same thing. You guys can also find me on YouTube at Dark Anonymous. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We didn't have a stream last night because I was too distraught over the PlayStation. Don't go and check out GRG tomorrow. It's not going to be any good.
I don't promote GRG that much, but I'm going to promote the hell out of it after tomorrow. Saturday morning. I'm going to promote the hell out of it.
I don't know if Viper's really gonna go in hard on me, but whatever, it is what it is. I show up and take my licks like a man.
Okay.
But
because Loke is supposed to be coming too, so you know how that's going to be.
Well,
yeah, Loke's supposed to be.
At least I'll have a little bit of a
No. He's going to be a person that's not worked for IGN, so you might be in some trouble, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. I don't know. Loke is pretty level-headed though, but so.
He has no choice.
Viper's the only one that I'm.
No,
like,
Viper gonna come for the neck right at the
Yeah,
intro,
yeah,
bro.
For your throat, bro. He's coming.
Right at the intro, man. Like it's gonna be it.
Cut my knees off. I don't know. He's that man is wild. But yeah, man. You know, just as always, love podcasting with you, bro.
Nice, brother. And guys, on that note, we are done for the night. Yo, again, thank you so much for the support. Yo, if you haven't done it yet, definitely hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't done it yet, definitely subscribe. We are here every Thursday, 8 p.m., prime time, here to talk all the gaming news and, you know, of course, entertainment, man. You got to have fun. You got to have fun. Gaming is a fun activity, all right? So anytime you're talking gaming or actually gaming, you got to be having fun, man. But on that note, it's time to turn it down. And until next week, we will see you later. Have a great night from the next podcast.
Later.
Man.
Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Stuff on the floor, sweet